Good afternoon, rugby fans, and welcome to Day 5 of the 2016 Rugby America's North Championship from beautiful Vizcaya Park in Miramar, Florida. My name is Mark Patterson. Joining me today, as the last couple days, we have Gavin McCleavey from BN Sports on Gavin's Rugby Roundup. You may check that out at BN Sports on channel 620 of BN on DirecTV. We have two great matchups today. The first one we're going to see out of Pool A, it's undefeated Mexico versus the 1-0 Cayman Islands. And you were telling me earlier, Gavin, that Caymans are bringing a little younger crowd, a younger side. They did win their first game. How are they looking for this game?
Yeah, they have got one lad got injured. Remember, there was the injury break that we had, so he's not playing today, but it just needs a bit of recovery time. They've got, like you mentioned, they've got a few young kids. They brought over 6 under-16s, which is a big step up for them, but they're in development stages. Phil Pretorius, their coach, I was having a chat with him, and he actually said that they've got a game plan to break down Mexico. They've got a lot of speed out wide, and they've noticed that their fly half tends to step inside when he's under pressure, so they're going to try and force him to do that, because if it does go to those inside-outside centres, they've got a lot of speed, and if they get around the outside, then they're going to have problems in the Cayman Islands. So we will see them trying to put a little bit of line speed pressure on them, get up off the floor quickly and rush out that defence and try and put that fly half under pressure. They
are going to have a tremendous challenge today with the defending champions Mexico. They're coming in with a very strong side. Although the first game they played, that was their first game as a team. They have players from all over the country. Their strengths, the coach was telling me, was their back line. They're going to try to maintain or control the line of scrimmage, the gain line, and hopefully end up scoring out on the corners. Now our game 2 of our doubleheader is going to see the top 2 teams out of Pool B. That is USA South versus Trinidad Tobago. Both of them cruise to early victories, and so this definitely will be a great matchup on the afternoon as well for our 7 o'clock game tonight. It's a little overcast here. We are starting late because of a weather delay, but there's going to be plenty of great rugby here tonight on America's Rugby North Championship 2016 from Miami, Florida, as we take it over and we're getting ready to have the national anthems from right here. The referees are getting ready to start to come over, and we will move over to our broadcast table and check out the starting action here. Mexico, their 3 keys from what their coach was telling me is that to success was that they need to be very connected, more fluid to start off. The last game was, like I said, their first game of the tournament, and it took them a little while to get up and running. The second goal for them is to be aggressive, like I was saying, at the gain line, and the third is to play for a whole 80 minutes. Their coach felt that they were not utilizing or working together as a group only for stretches against Turks and Caicos. They really were not threatened in that game whatsoever. It's definitely going to be a different contest here against the Cayman Islands today. Getting ready for the kickoff. We will play 35-minute halves, a total of 70-minute games in the U19 division. Mexico, defending champions, won their first game 79-0 over Turks and Caicos. Cayman Islands, they are 1-0 as well, defeating Turks and Caicos on Sunday. Excuse me, Monday. It's already Wednesday.
I don't know, dude.
Gavin.
I lost track of the days a couple of days ago, and now it's just a big quagmire of hot sun in South Florida.
Well, I have to say it is overcast right now, so we're actually starting the game an hour later due to the weather delay. So we shall a little bit cooler. I'm not sweating, at least right at this very moment.
It actually the breeze has just started.
Nice.
As soon as that lightning kind of dissipated, all the little bit of a breeze. So
Ryan Hickson from Trinidad, he is going to be our referee today, the one that's getting in place in the middle. Refereed the game last night as well in our trophy division with Jamaica against the Bahamas. Jamaica coming out on top of that game. It came all the way right down to the end, but Jamaica did hang on for a 17-12 victory. 17-10 victory. awaiting the national anthems from both teams. The winner of this game will be in the final on Saturday against our second game. Mexico in the green, Caymans in the red, getting ready for the kickoff here. The winner goes to the final on Saturday against our doubleheader winner, USA South or Trinidad. Rugby Americas North would like to thank our partners DHL and KPMG for their support of RAN Rugby, the referee kit, game balls, and event tents supplied to us today by Canterbury, a proud sponsor of USA Rugby South. We got a lot of energy going on here, Gavin. These boys are ready to play, and we are ready to bring it to you on the Rugby Americas Network. You can follow us, obviously, streaming live, rugbyamericasnorth.com. Definitely let your friends and family know about this game. Once again, 6 o'clock tonight, the USA South, the home team, is going to be taking on Trinidad and Tobago. Both of those teams are undefeated, and they will face the winner of this game right now.
Yeah, both these teams look really up for it. Mexico is definitely fired up. The Cayman boys had a great game the other day, so looking at them after the national anthems, everyone's got blood rushing. So these guys, it's going to be a few collisions early on in this game. I can see it coming.
Mexico feels that they have the advantage outside today. They also have the experience, last year's winner, defending champions, and here's the kickoff. Doesn't look like it goes 10 here. What's the referee?
That was short.
Cayman's going to do. They elect to
scrum 50.
We'll have a scrum center for the Caymans. That kick didn't go 10. Cayman's playing with a man down today. Their center, Daniel Smith, he had a head injury from the first game, and he will not be playing today. He's okay, but he's out of the lineup for today. Just started here at Vizcaya Park in Miramar, Florida, just north of Miami. day 5 of the 2016 Rugby Americas North Championship. This game out of Pool A, Mexico in green and the Cayman Islands in red.
Referee just making some adjustments in that front row, making sure everything's safe. It's always a good idea to double check front row in the first couple of scrums.
And you will not see in U19 play a one scrum push the other scrum all the way back. They have to stop 1.5 meters or 5 yards just due to a safety issue or safety concerns. Quick ball by the Caymans. Oh, a knock forward. Advantage Mexico, trying to get it wide. The winger's taking it to the left side of the pitch, hitting midway.
Ferocious pace they've started off on both teams.
Another turnover here.
Cayman just trying to settle it down a little bit and get into a rhythm. A couple of late tackles going in there as well.
A lot of big bodies hitting each other in this section of play. Both teams trying to gain an advantage on the gain line. And looks like it's going to be offsides on Mexico. Oh, not rolling away in the ruck.
Yeah, one of the Mexican forwards got trapped on the wrong side there and just slowed down the Cayman. The Cayman play the ball.
Let's see if they're close enough. They're up to 10 meter to take some points here, or if they're going to kick for touch. Let's see what happens.
There's not much wind. He could have a bash at it.
If it were me, Gavin, you know I'd be going for those points.
As a forward, I cannot say the same thing.
And they will have the ball here right around the 10 meter.
Oh, nice intercept from the Mexican guys on that line out. Very well read.
Mexico steals a line out, has a breakaway here. Going through, can he go all the way? The wing on the far side trying to catch him. They will not be able to catch the 13 from Mexico. He takes it coast to coast, ladies and gentlemen. Scoring right in between the posts. Mexico, a dramatic try in the first 3 minutes of the game. They get on the board at 5-0.
I want to say maybe Mexico have been doing their homework about the Caymans' lineouts there, because they jumped up, and as soon as the second jumper had gone up, the front Mexican jumper went up and just snatched at it and went right around the outside. That was nice work from Mexico. It looks like they've been doing their homework and watching our videos.
The captain, Franco Guerrero, with the score. He has been leading the team from the front, taking it all the way from his 5-meter line, coast to coast, all the way in front of the post. Incredible. Now he's going to go for the point after as well. Wow, dramatic change of events, Gavin, because of the Cayman Islands had the line out. They ended up losing the line out, and now they're down 5-0.
Yeah, I think it was just a little bit predictable. Maybe they haven't got much in the bag for in terms of line outs. And it looks like Mexico has done their homework. They really did pop up real quick. As soon as they saw that second jumper from Cayman Island go up, they just put their front guy up and snatched at it.
Mexico adds 2 with the point after here. So they're up 7-0, 3 minutes into the game. And now you can see why Mexico are the defending champions. That's going to be straight out. Neither team can keep the ball in play off these kickoffs. But looks like we're going to have a scrum center to Mexico.
Blistering pace down that far side from the outside center 13?
Franco, Guerrero, the 13.
Some impressive speed.
Mexico coming to play today. We'll see how Cayman responds here. Cayman Islands with the steal on that scrum down. Cayman's strength, they feel, is going to be in the forwards in this game. Spinning it wide here. The challenge will be who's going to win with their strong forwards or Mexico's, their stronger wings and back play.
Yeah, I think the Cayman Islands are going to have to keep it quite tight. Maybe just play that sort of in between the two 15s, straight down the middle of the field. And then when they find the opportunity and split that Mexican defense, then maybe they can find some holes out wide.
Great kick by the 10, taking it all the way back to the try, right before the try line. Mexico has to clear. A good clearing kick, did not find touch. And we have contact. So after the Mexican kicker cleared the ball, he got hit, and so that will be a penalty from where the kick was landed. So Mexico gets some great field position here and the penalty kick. Guerrero taking the kick for touch and gaining some more field position here right at the 22. He's going to have an offensive line out driving on the Cayman Islands. Once again, 5-0. 7 minutes into the game here.
And Mexico, if you look here, the winger on this near side, you probably can't see him on the screen, but he's really using the full width of the park. They're obviously planning to be throwing that ball really out wide and getting around the outside because they've got this guy, he's not more than 5 yards, maybe 7 or 8 yards away from the touchline.
And the Cayman Islands, on the wide shot, you'll see their back line they're at the field goal posts. So here they come, knock forward. See if Cayman's get an advantage. No, they don't. Have the scrum down to Cayman Islands.
A little bit of jitters from the back line of Mexico. They've got to settle themselves down a little bit. Some of the passing going a little bit astray.
Mexico with a big 95-meter breakaway try by the captain, Franco Guerrero, first 3 minutes of the game. And then he added the extra point as well.
Yeah, he did a nice tackle too and pushed, I think it was the outside centre that came in, a good 10, 15 yards back on one of the tackles immediately after scoring and then kicking. So he's another one of those do-it-all guys.
Another clearing kick for distance. Fullback taking it up with Mexico. Mexico having an overload here if they can get it wide.
And there's that Cayman Island pressure that they were talking about, trying to get on the outside of the fly half. They really did rush up outside there, and it's worked.
Offsides again by the Cayman Islands. It's going to be a penalty for Mexico. One of the standouts in the game against Turks and Caicos with Cayman Islands, number 28, keep an eye on him. Alex Robertson, the number 8. He was a beast, doing a lot of pick and goes right off the scrum downs and the rucks. Gavin in the last game.
He was phenomenal in that last game, and he looks a little banged up. He's got a lot of bandaging on from that first game. He got through a hell of a lot of work that day. And it'll be interesting to see if he got that same work rate or it was just a one-off because he was very impressive.
Mexico's gaining possession, crashing it back up with the forwards. Cayman's applying pressure, but Mexico trying to break away, gets through the gain line. Going down the far side. Still in bounds, the referee says. Scrum half taking it up. They're 5 meters out from another try. Oh, intercepted by Cayman Islands, number 11. He's breaking down the sideline. Does he have the pace? Does he have the support? Great vision by the number 11 of Cayman Islands with that interception, turning the tide for the red here. What are they? The Shells? What are the Cayman Island? They're what's the Shells, right?
No.
Turtles.
Is it?
Well, turtle is part of a shell. Our producer Laura was telling us.
Shell,
yes, a turtle shell. There's no R in that, is there?
There's no turtle involved. That was Morris Rocket McLaughlin. So
Yes.
obviously he's not a turtle. He's much faster.
Nice play by Morris there for the Cayman Islands, reading that play, making the interception, getting Mexico on the back foot. Can they take advantage of the turnover? Ooh,
yeah, there's a few late tackles going in on both sides. The Cayman Islands are really pressuring the Mexican fly half, and then in turn, there's a few guys on the fringe of the ruck trying to knock people around and ruffle a few feathers to keep the pressure up.
So, Gavin, you were telling me earlier that one of the coach for the Caymans, Phil Pretorius, he was saying one of their 3 top goals today is to have a good kicking game, and so far they've been doing that.
Yeah, they need to be hitting the spaces over the back of the winger. Make the fullback work across. If they're not using any kind of pendulum tactic defensively, then they, having just one guy back and then the wingers working backwards and forwards. They've really got to work to hit that grass on the backside of the Mexican wingers and see if they can find some space and some territory that way.
At number 10, Rodrigo Ripoll, he clears the kick. He was playing a fullback before this team was put together, and they had an injury to their fly half, and he has filled in the role very nicely for Mexico.
Yeah, they're putting him under a lot of pressure. I've seen him get knocked after he's passed the ball, so his catch release is obviously quick enough to release his backs, and the Cayman Islands have recognized that as one of the Mexican game plans. So I'll keep a close eye on that and see if they can rush him.
Taken off the top by the Cayman Islands. They're driving through. Got Mexico on the back foot. 13 minutes into the first half. Ooh, looks like it's from the side. And yes, it is. A Mexican player coming in from the side of the ruck. That is a penalty, ladies and gentlemen.
On top of that, I don't even think the Cayman Island player had actually picked it up. So he was just a little bit premature.
I mean, shoot, they're right in front. Yep, and they're going to go for posts.
You got to keep your composure in those situations, especially if you're inside your own 22. That's an easy 3 points for Cayman Islands.
Mexico's up 7-0. Caymans could get on the board here. Caymans have regrouped from the beginning of the game. And did not make it. That's disappointing for the Cayman Islands. So we're going to have a 22 drop right here. Hard luck for the Caymans. Let's see how Mexico handles this 22 drop. 7-0, 15 minutes into the first half. There's a gap right there. It was a good kick by the number 10. Drop backwards, that is okay. As they go wide, the fly half breaking through. Right by the sideline. Good defense by Mexico with the steal. You know, Gavin, I love hearing that. Both teams just chattering away, telling everybody where they are. Awesome to be in a game like this.
Really good communication skills in all areas of the field.
Penalty to Mexico. Holding on, I think, was the call by the referee. Ryan Hickson from Trinidad.
A lot of the Cayman boys speaking to their winger. Let's be a bit more direct. They're asking him He's obviously got a lot of speed, so they want him to use it. So they're just letting him know, be a bit more confident.
Zach Hutchinson with the clearing kick here, or the kick for touch. It will set up the line out right around the 22 of Mexico. 15 minutes into the game, 7-0 Mexico. Cayman Islands had an opportunity for a penalty kick. Was not successful.
Yeah, they put a fair amount of work into getting there and did really well. But I think there's a bit of a toe poke on that fly half of the kick.
Cayman handling their own line out. Setting up the ruck. Driving, using the maul. This is the first time we've seen the maul broken off the maul. And the assistant referee has ruled it out. That will be Mexico's line out. So, Gavin, that was what they were using, their tactics against Turks and Caicos. The Caymans were using that driving maul and then breaking that 8-man off, and they were very successful at that tactic.
Yeah, but I noticed that the guy actually, the jumper in the line-out was the guy that normally was at the back of that rolling maul. Is it Robertson, the guy that's playing 8-man?
Yeah.
And he was actually the guy that went up in the line-out. So they had a different guy at the back, and it just didn't look as controlled. So they must have switched a few guys around in their line-out. And I would like to see number 28. He's playing 8-man. Robertson, instead of him going up in that line out, actually being the back of the scrum. Because when they were doing that, they were very, very effective the other day.
28, Alex Robertson. You can see him on your screen there, the 8-man. Trying to defend this scrum down put in by Mexico. Scrum already moving. Referee Ryan Hickson, he will start it over. Mexico, an early try 3 minutes into the half. Cayman Islands, opportunity for a penalty kick was not successful. And we are 16 minutes into the first half. Winner of this game will play in the final on Saturday against the winner of USA South and Trinidad. That'll be the second of our doubleheader today. Fly half clearing it again for Mexico. He's had the good foot today. Rodrigo Ripo, he has been doing well with the foot, getting Mexico out of harm's way.
Yeah, he's playing really well under pressure, whether it's ball in hand or on the kick. He's doing well in both cases, because they are really giving him a hard time getting up in his face, try to force some errors from him. But he's been calm and collected, ball in hand and kicking. So he's doing really well under pressure.
We've reached our first water break of the first half here at the 2016 Rugby Americas Championship from Miramar, Florida, just north of Miami. Rugby Americas North would like to thank our partners DHL and KPMG for their support of RAN Rugby. Referee kit, game balls, and event tents are supplied to us today by Canterbury, a proud sponsor of USA Rugby South. Coming up at halftime, we are going to have a interview with the president of RAN Rugby. He's going to be stopping by and joining us here at the broadcast booth from Miramar, Florida. A lot of great things happening with RAN Rugby, as well as the Olympics are only right around the corner. Gavin?
I'm giddier than a schoolgirl, mate.
Yes, me as well. I'm very interested to see not only how the U.S. will do, but how the world community will embrace rugby in the Olympics.
Yeah, it's a big deal. I really do think within the USA that it's going to rugby's really going to take off, especially if the US Sevens team, place in a medal. I mean, I'd really expect them to be in the top 5, but a medal would be, spectacular thing here in the US. It would just really elevate the game to a new level of exposure.
It would totally galvanize it, and you would see a lot more people that are coming into the rugby community, because this game, we always say, it's not just a sport, it's a way of life, and most people don't even know that it exists. And then when they find something this awesome, Gavin, they really take to it.
Nothing more awesome than rugby, my friend.
Right.
It's all about the rugby.
As we get back to live play, off the top, Cayman takes it, crashing it up in the backs. Switching fields here. The fullback takes it up, gets past the gain line through the first barrage of tacklers. Little extra play here. Past the whistle. Referee may have a conversation with the number 8. Ryan Hickson from Trinidad, a referee today. He has been busy.
Yeah, he's keeping a good handle on the game. The lads aren't doing anything majorly illegal. Just good, positive, well-directed aggression right now.
This game is very intense, ladies and gentlemen, and the reason why this winner of this game will be headed to the final on Saturday. As we pause here for an injury timeout. Gavin, did you see he would just talk to Guerrero, the captain? I don't really know. He didn't give any cards out.
No, not at all. It was just a general conversation. I think he said just tell you guys to calm down a little bit.
Was reaching in his pocket there. So, not releasing in the tackle. Once you tackle a player, you have to roll away.
Yeah, that's maybe the second or third time Mexico have been pulled up for that.
Clearing kick finds touch. We'll have a line out to the Cayman Islands. They better be careful because after watching referee Ryan Hickson control these games, he will not tolerate that more than a couple times. Then he's going to start reaching for his pocket.
Now we've got another line out here, and let's see if the Cayman Islands change it up or if they use that same tactic. They really are good with the rolling maul, so they should. I think they should take advantage of it on against a slightly smaller Mexican team.
Mexico wins the line out, get pushed out of bounds. We'll do this again. 20 minutes into the first half, Mexico's up 7-0. Cayman Islands attacking. They feel that their strengths are in the pack. They feel that the three keys to winning. Phil Pretorius from Caymans, defense number 1. Good kicking game, and then the player pattern. You will see they use a diamond pattern. Breaking right off the back of the maul here is Cayman Islands. They get pushed back by Mexico. Mexico not having any of it, Gavin.
Yeah, they're defending well on that short side. They've obviously, again, done their homework because this is where Cayman Islands did score a lot of tries. I think it's got 3 tries in this exact position in the previous game. However, again, they're using a slightly different formation in their pack, and the guy that was playing the 8-man and dragging it around the side is actually doing the jumps in the line-out, so slightly different method to what they're doing. And it's not working out for them so far.
Mexico gaining control. This is where they scored last time. A breakthrough. They're trying to spin it wide, but knocked forward.
There's a great. They have great pace. Actually, not the running pace, but the actual speed that the ball gets thrown out wide.
Really quick
It's in
ball.
a split second. It really is catch release and very accurate. Just sometimes they're not quite catching it, but the ball is getting to the right spot, hitting the breadbasket.
Cayman Islands learning from their mistakes at the 3-minute mark where Mexico ran that exact same play and ended up scoring a 95-meter try. So done a lot better. Let's see. They have the ball, scrum down right at the 5-meter of Mexico. 21 minutes into the first half. They're down by 7, but they are attacking right here. Let's see if they turn this into points.
Great shove from Mexico.
Penalty to Cayman Islands. Quick tap by the 8-man. Driving it home. Yes, he gets it down. The 8-man from Cayman Islands, Alex Robertson, continuing his great play in this tournament. They get Cayman Islands on the board with their first try.
Something interesting of note, the inside and outside center of the Cayman Islands that were over on this near side, when all of that was going on, they were screaming and shouting, pointing at the defenders of the Mexican side, and I think it created a lot of attention so that when that scrum didn't quite work out, tap and go on the shorter side, everyone's attention was still looking at the guys making some noise. And sometimes that's the simplest of things. It's just a case of communication, not just to your own players, but communication to your opponents, and it really did distract a few of the guys, and they just went short side, and it was an easy score for them.
Getting ready for the point after attempt here.
This young gentleman is actually the goalkeeper for the Cayman Islands national men's team. Number 17, I can't remember his name.
For the soccer as well. So he is definitely a dual sport athlete, and it adds 2 points, ties the game up for Cayman Islands. 23 minutes into the first half. Mexico 7, Cayman Islands 7. as we bring you our first of our doubleheader matches today. This is the semifinals from Pool A and Pool B. This matchup at Pool B will face the winner of this is Pool A. They will face the winner of Pool B, USA Trinidad, in our nightcap today.
That was Shakur Welcome was the kicker.
He gathered the 2 points for Cayman Islands. So in the first half, Mexico's been relying on their speed, and just like we thought, Cayman Islands relying on their pack play. And we're all dotted up at 7. And I was unable to handle the kick.
Good pressure. It was just a good kickoff, nice and high. Allowed the Mexican guys to get up into the face of the Cayman Island catcher, and just put a doubt in his mind. So when his hands are out there, there's Mexican faces right up in him. Just makes you think twice about what you're going to do. You're going to catch it, or you're going to protect yourself.
Scrum down Mexico. They'll be attacking here. You see as we zoom out, you'll see that the back line is going all the way to the touch line. They are spreading their backs out very wide. Once again, that's where Mexico feels their strength is in the back line. They do have speed to burn here as they're bringing it out wide to the 10. Got a 13 with the crash. Guerrero breaking through. Oh, referee calling forward pass there. Unable. That was, I didn't think that was egregious, Gavin, but
dubious decision, but we don't argue with the referee, right?
The referee was in the right place, and go ahead and give the scrum down to Cayman Islands. It's a great run by Guerrero. I don't think you saw it on camera, but for him to be at pace right when getting the ball, just little forward, referee saying on that.
He came from depth. It looked good for me. He changed his direction a little bit. Maybe that's what made the referee have a doubt.
Ball out, going weak side. Going to be a clearing kick. Fullback taking your fly half. Kicking back to Cayman Islands. Received, doing a little. Trying to get some field position gained here. Cayman Islands coming up on defense. Mexico spinning it wide. That's where they had advantage.
Yeah, good composure from Mexico. Just to, this is our ball. We've got it. We've got a little bit of space. And the Cayman Island defense is a little scattered. So let's have a look and see you test them.
Cayman Islands, they have an advantage coming in from the side. You see the referee's arm out. If they don't get anything done, they will come back for a penalty kick. Still breaking through the gain line here. Working this short side of the field. Taking it to the 5. The flanker trying to dish to Guerrero. Back to the fly half. They gained enough ground to the advantage to be over, but a knock on by Mexico that stymies their drive.
Nice little phase. Nice little set of phases you've got from Mexico there. It was good work. Unfortunate to have knocked it on.
27 minutes into the first half. It's all dotted up at 7 apiece. Mexico and Cayman Islands. The winner goes on to the final on Saturday against our Pool B matchup, which will be immediately following this game. USA South versus Trinidad Tobago. Scrum down Cayman Islands.
Just in the scrum.
It is twisting. The referee is calling it twisting in the scrum. Be a penalty to the Cayman Islands. Looks like they'll try to find touch here.
Cayman Islands fly half's got a look of Chris Ashton from the England national team. Could be his younger brother.
Goody.
They were singing English national anthem prior to the game.
Nice. Only a expat would notice that.
God save us.
Okay, let's just take the conversations.
Yeah,
okay.
Sorry. I got excited.
Line out right in front of our broadcast booth here. Cayman Islands have been winning all their lineouts. That's where they feel that their strengths are, is the pack. Coming in.
Not straight.
Be a scrum down Mexico, or they can do a line out. They do have the option.
Jumper was calling a shotgun, which must he must have recognized that maybe the Mexicans weren't quite ready and set for that line out, so he called an early one, and it just I think the hooker then rushed it and just didn't quite get it straight. But the communication with the Cayman Island guys is really, really good. I'm very impressed. There's lots of things, lots of communication going on all over the field simultaneously. It's great to see that kind of thing at this age, under 19s international rugby.
5 minutes left in the first half. It's all tied up, 7 apiece. Mexico driving off this scrum. Dummy in with the inside crash, going out wide. The winger has some space here. Very hard to bring down the number 11. Udil Soro, the number 11, crashing it up.
Yeah, feisty. I've seen him crash up a couple, and every time he hits someone, they feel it. He's only a little guy, but punches well above his weight.
Getting a little chatty. Mexico unable to do anything with that. Ended up knocking the ball on there, so it'll be a scrum down to Cayman Islands.
This is a very evenly matched game so far. Very contrasting teams, but definitely canceling each other out in a few areas.
You know, it's funny. It's kind of like a matchup in American football where you see, you know, one of the pass-happy team, and then you see another team that does the ground and pound, does a lot of running, keeps it between the tackles, things like that. It's almost, you know, kind of the same situation. Who's going to win out in this game? Is it going to be the pack, or is it going to be the backs?
Yeah, who's going to execute their strengths better? That's basically what it's going to boil down to.
Oh. Knock on by. That's going to be a great advantage to Mexico. That's right just inside the 22, attacking for Mexico. Great opportunity to put some points on the board. You can see 4 minutes left. We'll play 35-minute halves. 4 minutes left in this first period, first half.
I'm liking the positivity of Cayman Islands. Like, the kid's just dropped the ball. He's in his own 22. His team could have jumped on top of him. They went up, slapped him on the back. Come on, don't worry about it. Heads up, let's go again. You don't often see that in this within teenagers. They usually get on top of each other very quickly. But
as we know, being youth coaches here in Florida, it's always a constant challenge to stay positive when challenges come your way. 8-man taking it weak side with the pick, dishing off to his colleague in the pack. They maintain possession. I think the referee is calling diving over on the ruck. Yep, is exactly what he's calling. You have to maintain your feet in the ruck. And so now Cayman Islands going to be able to clear this ball.
Yeah, I think the Mexican ball catcher, he actually caught it as it was about to hit ground, so he immediately went to ground. And then his support guys coming over the top just had nothing to hang on to, so because he was already on the ground. Just a little too keen, unfortunately.
In the closing minutes of the first half here, it's all tied up. Ball coming out. Good pressure by Mexico. Cayman Islands knocked the ball on advantage Mexico. They do have numbers out wide if they can get it there. Trying to find space. They're right on the sideline. Oof.
Very scrappy. Who kicked that one out last?
The time has there's been a power loss on the scoreboard. We're about less than 2 minutes left in this first half. It's all knotted up at 7.
Not straight again. The hooker is struggling. He's struggling to get his find his range today. He was fabulous the other day.
First several lineouts, they looked really, really good. But last two, they just can't get that throw in center. In the final minute of the first half, 7-all Mexico versus Cayman. Winner goes to the final on Saturday. You can see that live here on AmericasRugbyNorth.com. Balls passed out to the fly half. Spinning it.
The Mexican pack are really doing a very good job of staying low in the scrum, and they've won nearly everything that's been thrown at them. The Cayman Islands are slightly taller, and you can see it, and they're not really working to stay low. Mexicans are just driving them back every single time.
Cayman Islands looked like it was going to be a poach there, but the referee saying, hey, did not roll away. You have to roll away in the tackle. The tackler has to release the tackled player before going to the ball. Cayman's coming up strong on defense. And it's funny, I see that, great grubber kick by the fly half of Mexico, putting pressure on that winger for Cayman. He does end up clearing it. It stays in bounds and then bounces out. Great defensive play by the winger of the Cayman Islands.
Yeah, that was a lot of pressure. 2 or 3 guys running at him, and there was only one place he could put it. Good job.
That's Josh Boland. I think the number 14, if I can read it right. Oh, no, that's number 17.
Oh, it was the goalkeeper.
Yes, the
Shako,
goalkeeper,
welcome.
Place kicker, jack of all trades, clearing the kick. And that's going to do it. That will add for the end of the first half as we're all knotted up at 7. Right here on the first game of our doubleheader. We're at halftime right now. Mexico 7, Cayman Islands 7. We'll be back shortly with an interview of the president of RAN in a couple minutes. We're at halftime of our first match of the doubleheader today at the 2016 Rugby America's North Championship. Mexico and Cayman Islands are tied. I have
Dennis Dwyer.
Dennis Dwyer here. I have a good memory, but it's kind of short, Dennis. He is the president of Rugby America's North, and he is here today. And I wanted to interview Dennis. And kind of, Dennis, Rugby America's North, at first, it's been called NACRA for several years. You know, what is what's the deal behind the name change, so to speak?
Well, briefly, as you know, World Rugby is run by World Rugby, which used to be the International Rugby Board. And for marketing purposes and moving forward, they decided to design a new name, which was more palatable to advertisers marketing the game worldwide. So they came up with World Rugby. World Rugby is split into 6 regions of the world.
Okay.
Primarily the 5 continents, Australasia, Africa, etc. But when it came to the Americas, because of the geographical size of the Americas, i.e. from the tip of Canada to the southern tip of South America, and also the fact that primarily the north was English speaking and the south was Spanish speaking, it was thought appropriate to have a North and a South Americas for the purpose of the administration. So that was quite obvious. So we have 6 regions of the world. But following on from the change of the World Rugby name, they obviously, to gel the regions, they basically decided to change the name similarly. So you have now Rugby Americas, Rugby Australasia, Rugby Oceania. So when it came to us, and our name initially was NACRA, which is North American Caribbean Rugby, which is primarily the North America's, Central American, Caribbean countries planned together. It was obvious that the right name would be the North and the South, so it was Rugby America's North and South America Rugby. And so that's where we are as of, I think, October last year.
Okay, I've always wondered that. I'm glad I was able to talk to you. We're talking to Dennis Dwyer, the president of Rugby America's North. And so, Dennis, how long has the youth, the under-19 component, been here? And, where do you see it? It's really grown. Tell us how it's grown, and then what do you expect in the next several years in the youth category?
Well, basically, as you know, rugby will only succeed when you start them at this size. And one of the problems the USA have had in the past, in that they've not progressed as they would have wished at 15s, is that they historically they started playing when they're 17, 18, 19.
Right.
But the only way really to make the elite level is to start these kids at 5, 6 and 7. So obviously 19s is the progression through the under 11s, under 15s, under 17s, and eventually get to the under 19s. Of course, these are the guys now that will be stepping into the big time. And if so, this is really the opportunity for these guys to impress the coaches, and if they've got long-term ability to want to represent the national side at full capacity, then the under-19s is massively important. So you've got to promote the under-19s. It's great that we're here in Miami holding this tournament. As you see, we've got about 9 countries.
Right.
And it's keenly contested, as you see, most of the games. And I'm sure when we get to the final stages, it's going to be even more contested. And the nice thing about these guys as well, once they've played each other, they sit down and network and talk.
Right.
It's great for youth
just like
development.
That rugby camaraderie like we have.
Absolutely,
it's international welcoming.
Absolutely,
and that's what we teach in Florida for the youth about. It's not just a sport; it's a way of life. How do they progress from the U19s and then up to the men? And what's the timeline of the year? Do you have certain tournaments at certain parts of the year versus U19 versus the men, and then the sevens as well?
Yeah, it's difficult to organise tournaments because, like in the Caribbean countries, and there's 14 competing Caribbean countries, their seasons are slightly different because of, in the northern side, which is Bermuda, they have their winter and summer are totally different to the south.
Right.
And as you know, in many of the countries you can't play in 80, 90 degrees of heat week in, week out. So when you come to the tournaments, you've got to take a look at what's the best area that suits both, say, Southern Caribbean and Northern Caribbean, so there's no unfair disadvantage.
Right.
And here the 19s basically is normally geared at this time of year because of colleges and school commitments.
Okay.
These guys normally will have finished their education for that year, and this is a good time to hold it. If you hold it back in October, November, then some of these guys probably wouldn't be able to make it.
So the winner of this tournament of the U19 Rugby Americas North Championship, they will play is it Peru? Is that right?
They will go down and take on the champions of South America, which we call Group 2, which I think will be Peru. I'm not really sure whether they played there, but it could be Peru or Paraguay, someone like that. So yeah, they will progress to the next stage.
Fantastic.
It's
a
great.
Fantastic tournament we have. Dennis Dwyer, the president of Rugby Americas North, thank you for joining us today.
It's my pleasure to be here. Thank you.
And we're coming back right now. The players are coming back on the field for the second half coverage. Mexico, it's all tied up with the Cayman Islands, 7-7 here at Vizcaya Park in Miramar, Florida, just north of Miami. We'll be back shortly with second half kickoff. And we're back with second half coverage. Cayman Islands kicking off to Mexico. It's all tied up, 7-7 as we start the second half. And Gavin, what an exciting first half it was.
Non-stop, mate. I'm very impressed. These guys are really going to work hard. I've got the Cayman Islands coming through the middle, playing very simple, sort of 1-2-man rugby at the most, and then the Mexicans trying to go on the outside. Lots of defensive pressure from the Cayman Islands, just like you're watching right now. And again, they've turned it over, so Cayman Islands have got a good chance. I thought when Mexico scored early on, I was like, oh dear, it's going to be a rout. But Cayman Islands have really started communicating well towards the later part of that first half. And looks like they've come out firing on all cylinders again.
They have definitely regrouped from that first 3 minutes, getting a penalty and taking the quick tap. The 8-man Robertson taking it up again. Pressure applied.
I was about to say, he looks like he's having a quiet day by his standards, which was that first half, but then he goes straight in and he's crashing the ball up right in front of the post.
Okay, well, he scored a try. They're only trying the first half, Gavin. You're calling it.
Yeah, but in comparison to his first half in the other game, I mean, he was phenomenal the other day.
Okay, he's calling off sides from Mexico off that scrum down, or excuse me, the ruck. They're right in front of the post. I figured they'll take the post and take the lead here. Just started the second half.
Young Mr. Welcome is feeling good and positive. He's going to go for the sticks, take his 3 points.
Usually he's diving at balls between the posts as the national goalie for Cayman Islands on the soccer team. But here he's going to kick for post. It's up and it's good. So the Cayman Islands takes the lead 10-7, just 2 minutes into the second half.
Over the defending champions, we might add. That's some confidence.
That definitely is confident. In Mexico, kind of have to take a look at themselves. They committed 2 penalties in that stretch right off the kickoff. Put themselves in that position. Let's see how they bounce back. Never underestimate the champion, the confidence of a champion. And Mexico are the defending champions here at the Rugby Americas North Championship. Ball perfectly placed kickoff
Really
by Mexico. They get possession here. That winger takes it up. Nice pick and go by the number 6. As Mexico looking to get it wide. They're still pounding with their great run by Mexico. One of the forwards taking it up. They're at the 22, putting pressure on Cayman Islands. Looking for the pass, threaded the needle, going to the corner. Guerrero, the captain, can he touch it down?
I think he did. Great sequence.
I don't see. And yes, the referee does say it is a try. Try awarded to Mexico. They retake the lead. They're up 12-10.
Yeah, Maurice Rocket McLaughlin, he just stepped out of the defensive line, tried to intercept, and it just went sailing over his head, unfortunately.
He felt that he could pick it off again. He did the same thing in the first half. He picked it up and took it about 50 meters, but then pressed his luck there, and he didn't get it done then.
Yeah, that time it didn't work out for him, and left his back line completely exposed and relying on his fullback to cover across, and unfortunately couldn't. Fullback got there, but just couldn't quite bring him down early enough.
The number 10, Rodrigo Ripo, threaded the needle. He actually got away with one there. I noticed he turned his head after he had already passed the ball, so a little bit of luck shining on him. Got the connection with the captain, Guerrero, and he took it to the house.
Very smooth rugby. Looks very nice.
And look at this kick. Wow. From the corner, Guerrero. Almost a one-man band here, scoring all 14 points so far. Definitely leading the team from the front. So 14-10, Mexico retaking the lead. Cayman Islands had a penalty kick. Mexico comes right back with a fantastic try. We are just 4 minutes into the second half. And what a great matchup we have. The pack of the Cayman Islands and the backs of Mexico.
Thoroughly entertaining game.
Now Mexico has the wind behind them. The wind has actually changed. So Mexico will have a slight breeze. Cayman Islands have a slight breeze to their back. That is a knock forward. Let's see what the referee does. Plays advantage to Cayman Islands.
And guys, if you're watching this at home and you've got it on your computer, just copy and paste that link and put it on your Facebook page and let your friends know what an exciting game's going on here right now.
Cayman attacking.
And you get the USA South Panthers playing a little bit later on against Trinidad and Tobago.
Alex Robertson has been a beast for the Cayman Islands, the number 8. Very hard to bring down. It's almost like the number 8 Robertson, and then Guerrero from Mexico just delivering blow after blow back and forth. A yellow card issued to the winger from Mexico. That's number 11, Udil Suro. He will be having a rest for 10 minutes. I didn't see exact. Diving in from the side. He has already been penalized for that previously, and the referee was like, no, no, no.
Yeah, it's the second time he's done that, and he's a feisty one. He runs really low, really quick. Likes the collision, which is not normal for a winger. You know, you backs, you like to avoid collisions if you can. But he likes it. He likes putting it up and taking it up 2 people, and obviously he's a bit too keen at the ruck as well.
Very aggressive. I do like his style. However, he's got to play within the rules there. Came from the side multiple times, so referee going to penalize him for it. Mexico down a man. It looks like they're setting up a maul here. And the referee is saying that it is offsides on Mexico.
I'm surprised he didn't play the advantage, but maybe there was.
That's what he's saying, right? Why are they not using a penalty? So maybe I'm incorrect.
Unless it wasn't thrown, that was maybe
right.
It wasn't
not
thrown
in
straight in the line.
Yeah, I guess he's saying not in straight. We weren't able to tell from that line out. So not in straight is the call. There will be a scrum down for Mexico. Let's see if they try to clear this kick. They got a breeze in their face. It's about 5 miles, maybe 10, but not too much. But there is a breeze there. You can see it by the DHL banner in the background there.
I think a better judge would be those Mexican flags
Yeah,
over there. They
Mexican
kind of
flags
actually
in the
win might be
stand.
coming more towards us than anything else.
7 minutes into the second half. Mexico up by 4. They're clearing it out, and they were able to get the clear. Not far out, only about 10 meters from the try line.
Good pressure from Cayman Islands to get around the back there. He was behind his own try line, I think, when he had to kick that, and had to put it on his opposite foot to kick it out.
Cayman Islands lineouts have looked pretty good here. They've been off the mark a couple times with the actual throw. Let's see if they can get connected here, and I anticipate a drive from the pack here. Oh, stolen by Mexico on the line on the throw-in.
Yeah, they changed the person that's throwing in the ball and not having much success. They're not feeling it today.
Great ruck by the number 7 of Mexico there, clearing the player out. It's gone back. They're trying to clear it out, and yes, they do get it out. Let's see if they do a quick tap here. They're doing a quick throw in. Here comes the ball back to Robertson, the number 8. Very hard to bring down. Good counter-rucking by Mexico.
Good contest.
But it's not from the back. It's from the side. Another penalty against Mexico. Cayman Islands, the wingers are saying swing the ball. They're ready to run. And this is always a challenge, Gab, when you're in this game. You know, you got the winger chirping, saying, hey, give me the ball, but you've been successful with the pack play.
Yeah, it's the wingers. It's frustrating if you're sitting out there. You've got a good forward pack, but I do agree with what the wingers saying out there. They had their opportunity and they're not letting it happen. Sometimes you have to let it go and let it and find your opportunities out there. Once in a while, if that's not your strength, you still got to try it out.
Taking a look at these two packs, you'll see that the Cayman Islands, they do have a size advantage. They have been wearing down their opposite numbers. Let's see if that's going to be a factor later in the second half. 9 minutes in to the second half. Mexico up by 4. Penalty. I don't know what he called.
Early lift.
Early lift. He's calling an early lift on Mexico. Wow. Tap and go. Giving it to their 8-man, 28.
He never goes down with the first man that tackles.
Never. He is a load to bring down. As they're trying to recycle ball with a second phase here, they got all their players on the weak side, and Mexico does as well.
Good pressure getting up in the face of the fly half from Mexico.
Not giving them an inch. Mexico's defense right in their face. Pounding it up. Cayman Islands doesn't have anybody wide at all.
Their
wingers at half field. Now they're going wide, but they're very, very flat, their back line.
They needed a quick recycle there, and they didn't. It got delayed.
Now everybody, Cayman's all shifting left. Holding on, called by the runner. Referee right there. That's going to be a turnover.
Cayman forwards just couldn't quite keep up with the pace. Got there a little bit late. Mexicans were right on top of him and stuck a hand in there to try and pilfer it.
Mexico will be able to clear it here. Cayman have been knocking on the door, but the defense of Mexico and the turnovers, penalties committed by Cayman's keeping them out of the try zone.
A little bit of try-line fever, I think, from Cayman. They got a little bit panicky. We just want to get the score done.
As we call it in North Carolina, a little white line fever, baby. White line fever. Line out for Mexico. They were called for penalized for an early lift last line out. You see what happens here. You will see that the Cayman's a little bit taller than them in this line out. Sending it to the first jumper, spinning it wide. That is a deliberate knock-on, intentional knock-on. Let's see what he's going to call.
Yep.
Woo, he's lucky he didn't get away with a card there. Penalty. That is a yellow card offense if the referee deems it necessary.
It did look very deliberate, though. He really did go for the whole slap down and everything.
Right. They do clear it out. Mexico on the Cayman Islands side now, just past the 10-meter. And if you can tell by this play, it's definitely pretty much anybody's game right now. These teams are very evenly matched. Don't forget to follow this game. We have USA South taking on Trinidad Tobago. That's the second of our doubleheader today. Winner of that game will face the winner of this game in the final on Saturday. Thrown to the first jumper. Referee doesn't like something, so we're going to do it again. Sounds like they're saying Beyonce there, Gavin. Maybe they're Beyonce fans.
I think it was 3-11, which is
probably
3-11.
It's probably, you're probably right. Great passing by the Mexicans. Two skips, and they're all the way down by the 10-meter line. Scrum half working it right by the goal line. Another pick and go by Mexico. And they dot the line. He's gonna confer with assistant referee, and yes, Mexico scoring again. By their backs, and Gavin, what a great set right there by Mexico.
Yeah, these guys are well drilled, and they're very feisty. That scrum half pick and go there was you don't normally see the pick and go from the scrum half too often, especially if you're one of the smallest guys on the field. You don't want to be pounding into the front row that's sitting there waiting for you on the try line. But very good work, and the Mexican crowd have got a bit of volume to them now.
Right. They're definitely excited about that. That extends the lead by 19-10, awaiting the extra point. And I couldn't believe that, Gavin. They took it off the top from the line out, and then a skip pass, and now they're running for the try line.
Yeah, their ball handling is improved as the game has developed.
Absolutely. It is phenomenal. Very impressed with their ball handling. Those passes were so crisp, right on the money, right on the stride. And Cayman Islands just not ready for that amount of precision on that play.
And you can see even with the communication skills, or the contrasting communication between the two teams. Mexican guys not speaking to each other too much. They've obviously played together a long time. They know what everyone's going to be almost You know, they can tell without seeing or speaking, whereas the Cayman Island guys are constantly speaking, and really letting the communication be more vocal. Very contrasting styles, but Mexican passing is fantastic, and the communication is right there, even though it's more body language.
Mexico unable to connect on the point after, so they'll keep their 9-point lead, 19-10. 20 minutes left now it's 19 minutes left in this match. The winner moves on to the final against our Pool B matchup, which will be played right after this game, USA South and Trinidad Tobago. It's funny, Gavin, Cayman Islands, it seems that they have had ball possession a lot longer than Mexico, but Mexico is kind of like the years the Rams that were the greatest show on turf. They'd have the ball for like 2 minutes and they'd score every time.
Yeah, they really have. Cayman had most of the possession for this game, and they've been really camped, definitely within the half, and for long period of times inside the 22 of the Mexican guys, and they're defending quite well. They're clearing. The kicks are very good, very accurate, and just getting enough yardage on it to take that back, and then stealing a couple of lineouts, get themselves another couple of kicks up the field, and then spreading it the width. And the Cayman Islands a little bit weak on the outside defensively. Mexico really showing their strengths in this last few minutes.
Boy, that was a great kick right there. It sets Mexico up with a lineout right at the 22 of the Cayman Islands. Now, seems to me what they're probably going to do is string something together like they did. I think they're definitely going to work it out to their backs. Yeah, they were so successful last time.
Look how deep they've stacked themselves here. Yes. They're on the 22, and some of their other guys are on the 10 on the opposite side in their own half. You know, that's a good 35 yards of depth.
One thing that Gavin and I were very impressed with their first game, Mexico's first game, is how far back at pace these Mexican backs run.
Yeah, I mean, you get a lot more opportunities to change direction if you're coming from depth. If you're flat, you're predictable, and then you're trying to catch the ball behind you. So if you're running at the ball, your fly half can see you coming out the corner. You can change your direction. Your fly half can see you coming, and it just opens up much more opportunities for you. And they're doing that very well today, executing excellently.
Cayman Islands trying to clear it right there. It'll be a line out for Mexico just past the 22 of Cayman Islands.
Mexico have got their tails up and they look keen on this now. They've got their second win. They're feeling confident, and every couple of minutes they're getting these lineouts with depth in the backs. Lost that one though.
Cayman Islands taking it off the top there with the steal. Mexico all over it defensively, pushing them back. Cayman's regrouping. Oh, not ready for that pass.
Cayman's fly half's looking a little bit jittery. He only just squeezed the last kick out wide.
Right.
And that one he actually didn't even catch the ball. Looking a little bit nervous. The guys around him are always geeing him up, but he's tending to make a few little mistakes. Probably looks like he's one of the younger guys in the squad in a very important position of responsibility at fly half. It's a lot of pressure.
"15 minutes left to go in this game. 19-10 Mexico. We're having a scrum down here right in deep into Cayman territory. They're putting the ball in. They're going to need to get this ball out. Going weak side. Loses the handle on it. Mexico recovers. Passing it wide. Got an overload. They can get it wide. Penalty on Mexico. Looks like, I want to say it's from the side again. Now, the 11 that was penalized earlier from Mexico, he's Udel Suro. He had a sin bin earlier from repeatedly coming in from the side. He's back on the pitch. But now we have a man down for Cayman Islands.
Yeah, there's a few beaten up bodies on this Cayman Islands team right now. They're having to defend. This is the first time they've really had to defend for long periods of time, and it's beginning to show. They're getting a little bit shaky. They're starting to talk to each other and a little more negative now, and hopefully the wheels aren't falling off it.
So we come to our water break for the second half. It is 15 minutes left in the game. Mexico is up 19-10 right now, and Gavin, exciting second half as we've seen, basically what we thought we were going to see. We're seeing the backs of Mexico versus the pack of Cayman Islands.
Well, the interesting thing is the Mexican pack are actually containing the Cayman forwards a little bit better, counter-rucking very aggressively, and I think that's what's getting them the ball back for 9 times out of 10. And then their fly half is very calm under pressure. In contrast, Cayman's fly half not so calm under pressure, and then the kicking becomes the difference between the two.
Mexico has played very well in their own end on defense. They've come up together, put a lot of pressure on Cayman Islands, and Cayman, I can't say the same for them in their deep end. They don't look as confident when they're right up against their goal line.
One of the things that impressed me in the first half about Cayman was their positivity, their communication. The first 10-15 minutes of the second half, their communication skills have dropped a little bit. They're becoming a little bit negative. You can hear them shouting at each other, hey, we should do this, hey, we should do that. And a little bit of inter-arguing between them. They need to change that because they were very positive in the first half and it was working for them, and now it's beginning, the wheels are falling off it a little bit. I'd really like to see them change that back to that first half mentality.
We're in the middle of a water break right now. A Cayman Islands player is being tended to. He was shaken up on the play. 15 minutes left, or a little under 15 in the game. Mexico is the home team on your scoreboard there. They're up 19-10 over Cayman Islands. We're at Vizcaya Park in Miramar, Florida. It's just north of Miami. And we appreciate you joining us today for Day 5 of the 2016 Rugby America's North Championship. Our referee kit, game balls, and event tents are supplied to us today by Canterbury, a proud sponsor of USA Rugby South. And Rugby America's North would like to thank our partners DHL and KPMG for their support of RAN Rugby. Like I said, it's Day 5 here at Vizcaya Park, and we go all the way to Saturday. So tomorrow, what you can expect to see is the first of our 2 days of the women's tens tournament. That starts at 4:30, but before that, we'll see the 2:30 match of our trophy division, Guyana against the Bahamas. Both of them took a loss in their first match, so they're looking to get into the win column. That'll be starting Thursday at 2:30, and then the women's tens tournament will start at 4. As we get back to live coverage here, 15 minutes left in this test. The winner goes on to the final on Saturday. Mexico up by 9 right now. Cayman Islands clearly, and it literally knocked my iPad off my desk. Way to go.
You couldn't do that again
awesome.
If you tried.
I don't think they could have done that again if they tried. Wow.
It didn't break, though.
Ladies
It didn't break.
We're close to the coverage. We got close coverage right here. Literally from the sideline here. And that ball literally knocked my iPad off. All right. Cayman Islands taking it off the top. Fly half taking it up. Setting up their pack play for a pod.
Lost the ball.
Advantage to Cayman Islands. Oh, all right. They're going to take the first knock on by Cayman Islands there. Scrum down Mexico.
This might be a good opportunity to see the height of the scrums. You'll be able to see the difference here. The Mexican scrum is much lower than the slightly taller Cayman Island, and they really are getting a decent shove, so it'll be interesting to see if they can continue doing that in this second half, because they were doing it repeatedly in the first.
It's going to be tough for Cayman to defend this. Mexico has split their backs and don't know which way they're going to go here. Looks like they were going to try to come weak. They do have it set up, but they have the majority of their backs on the right. kind of setting themselves up for more space coming back towards the camera here. Mexican backs have been deadly. All the scores have come from their backs today. And they've been scoring off of set pieces, Gavin.
Yeah, they've got some very smooth skills. They look very comfortable with the ball in hand and skip passes, a lot of dummy runs. There you go on a switch again.
Getting the ball out, dummy in it, going through the gap. He's going weak side. The 10's going wide to the fullback. Oh, it gets intercepted by Cayman's winger. I like the gap, though, bro. Right through the gap.
He just looked at the winger. He looked
blocked by Mexico. They maintain possession, still driving. A pick and go by the 6. Right by the goal line, Mexico. Setting up a pod by the prop. Ooh, is that obstruction? Ooh,
crossing.
Referee calling obstruction by Mexico. Penalty to Cayman Islands. Unfortunate.
Yeah, the fly half over here just looked straight in the eyeballs of the winger. The winger had made his decision that he was going to shoot off the line, and he just went in the gap that he left.
So in rugby, you can't. Oh, the play is still in. They did not find touch. The kicker did not find touch. Mexico's ball. They're going to spin it wide here, it looks like. And trying to. They do connect. Is that a kick?
Little knock on.
Nope.
Didn't quite catch it right.
That was not a kick, so it ended up knock on. But going back to the obstruction, you cannot run behind your own player to gain an advantage. It's almost like a block in football, American football. As we approach 10 minutes left in this game, Mexico, can they hold off Cayman Islands? Down by 9, having the ball, scrum down. Cayman Islands, they're setting up their play. They've been using their pack the whole day, and their backs sparingly. Let's see what they choose to do here from this set piece.
They're putting themselves under a lot of pressure, though, from some very simple mistakes. You know, inside their own 22, that kick was poor. They've really got to work on something else. They've got to find another option. If the kick's not going to work, then they need to find another option to get out up that field.
Well, Phil Pretorius, the coach of the Cayman Islands, said they needed to be spot on with their kicks.
They haven't done that today.
Hasn't happened. The breeze is picking up. It's coming towards actually our camera right here. It's more of a right to left. But Cayman Islands do have a slight benefit. Penalty to Mexico. Looks like they're going to try to find touch here. And Mexico's kicking today, Gavin. I've been very impressed with it.
Yeah, just very calm, collecting. It's not just their 10 who occasionally will drop back to play fullback, because there's 2 or 3 other guys that are doing well with it. Just very accurate, very calm. It's not a pressure job, whereas on the Cayman side, they always feel like they're under pressure and trying to rush the kick a little bit.
Keep your eye on the number 13 for Mexico, Guerrero. He has been their playmaker today and captain. They take this line out off the top, setting it up. And, penalty against Mexico. And then they threw the ball away, which is another penalty. So Cayman Islands gets 10 more meters out of it before their kick.
A little bit harsher. I mean, he dropped it more than throw it away, but the referee's closer than us, right?
Right. The penalty kick will put them down just past Mexico's 10-meter. And Gavin, if they're going to pull this game out, they're going to have to get some points right here.
It's now or never, I think.
9 minutes. Actually, it's 8 minutes left in this game. Cayman Islands, they got to come up big here.
Yeah, if they can score now, they really are with a good chance of getting very, very close.
Down by 9. The referee's letting him play on. I thought he was going to say not in straight with that throw, but no, they gave him the benefit of the doubt.
There's got to be a sense of urgency about them now. Good counter ruck from Mexico, causing problems.
Diving over, is that what he called? Not
No.
rolling away?
Yeah, it was a counter ruck and
counter ruck, not rolling away.
Again, very confident on that kick. Does it go far enough?
Does not
Knock on.
get out of bounds. Cayman will counter. Good sidestep.
Yeah, there was a knock on there. The fullback or winger didn't quite catch it clean.
So Mexico gets another break there. Their kick did not find touch. However, the knock on by Cayman Islands gives a scrum down to Mexico. So I was saying on this, watch the 13, Franco Guerrero. He is the captain of the team, and he's scored almost all the points today.
They're not stacked quite as deep when the scrum's on the other side.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it?
Yeah, they stack themselves at least another 10 yards deeper when they're playing the other way, which is interesting. Maybe that's maybe due to the passing skills of one of the players in that back line, possibly.
Right. Passing it to the 10. He's trying to get it wide. He had people out wide. He just couldn't get it to him. Takes it back up still, though. Driving past the gain line, setting up the other second phase. Oh, a great dummy by Mexico. He spreads. He gets in. Try Mexico.
Good work from the number 9. I think I even stepped to follow that pass.
I physically was watching. I thought the ball was going out, and they set it up perfectly, Gavin.
He did very well. That's an excellent little pass. I could have swore it was in the hands of somebody else, and then I looked and he was over the line. It was a fantastic dummy pass.
They have been spinning it wide all day long, and what a perfect time to break out the dummy pass right off the scrum down there, or the ruck.
That was very impressive, and unfortunately, I think that might polish off the Cayman Islands. I'd hate to say that, but because they were doing so well, they'd gotten a couple of good breaks where they were getting back into it. But I'll be honest with you, I think Cayman have beaten themselves today. They've put so much pressure on themselves by little silly mistakes while they're back in their own 22, especially with the kicking game, which they need to go back to the drawing board with a few of those things. Whereas in contrast, the Mexicans really have nailed it in terms of the territorial kicking, and the passing out the back door has been phenomenal.
5 minutes left in this one. Mexico, after they made that extra point, up 26-10. It's going to be tough for the Cayman Islands. They're going to have to regroup and score quickly.
Got to throw everything in the kitchen sink at this point. Cayman Islands need a little bit of luck and a lot of guts.
Cayman Islands trying to get something here. They're going to need points. He came in from the side there. Advantage, Mexico. Costly penalties by the Cayman Islands. Shutting down their offense. Mexico taking it up. They got 4 minutes to burn here. Watch them just go pick and go. Burn that clock up.
Number 6, Mexico number 6, been running very aggressively again the last 10 minutes or so. Really got himself in at the game.
They go to get the ball out wide. Cayman Islands all over them. Applying pressure. Not getting back to the gain line. Looks like there's a knock on.
Gonna have to get on with it, Cayman Islands. Just start working.
Knock on by Mexico. Cayman Islands will have a scrum down. 3.5 minutes left in this one. Cayman Islands, they're going to need to hurry up, whatever they do.
Mexico could get a little shove on here. They might take this ball because they've been dominant in the scrum. Again, they're lower than the front row of the Mexicans is much lower. Caymans has done well to hold them off. A little bit static, Caymans in the back line.
They have pretty much given up on their sending it out wide this whole second half. They've had a lot of success with it coming up the middle with their pack.
Handbags are going out over there as well off the edge of that ruck.
Still great, intense contact we see here right at the gain line from both teams. As the fly half trying to get it wide here.
That's good.
Looking for something. Got a little bit of space wide here. Moved the ball a little bit.
Just need to stabilize that ruck. If you can get the ball back and swing it the other way again. Good counter rucking from Mexico again. They've done it 4 or 5 times throughout the game. Just when the pressure's on them, they step up their rucking and get the ball back.
Another penalty against the Cayman Islands. Hands in the ruck. That is not going to help their cause. Two minutes left in this one.
And with that kick, putting it back into the Cayman half, I think it's game over. Viva Mexico.
So Mexico, wow, they came to defend their title, and sure enough, looks like they're going to be defending it on Saturday. They will face the winner of our next match coming up here against USA South and Trinidad Tobago. That's definitely going to be another exciting contest we're going to see here, Gavin.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this weekend. It should be there's one game after another. The quality of the rugby this week's been phenomenal. So Saturday, imagine it's all finals.
Ooh, took his eye off the ball there. That's going to be a knock on. Cayman Islands going to have to hurry there. 1.5 minutes left in the game.
But hey, not a bad game from the Cayman Islands at all. Not as decisive as their last game, but they have worked really well against a very strong Mexican team. Very well drilled. Cayman Islands got off the bus pretty early. They looked good to go. Mexico were daydreaming a little bit, even though they did score first. They didn't look like they got off the bus until late in the first half, and that's when they really started to crank it up. And this second half has been phenomenal from Mexico. They're like a different team.
We have a player down on the Mexican side there. That's what the delay is. We have some ominous clouds coming across the pitch right now too, but I don't think we're going to get any rain. 1 minute left in this game, 26-10 Mexico. It was a little closer at halftime, but Mexico, they came out in the second half and showed Cayman Islands exactly why they are defending champions, Gavin.
Yeah, they've been classy this second half. They, like I said earlier, they didn't look too keen in the first half. They looked like they were just strolling through it. But this second half has been impressive. Ball handling, speed, defensively, and at the ruck. It's getting a little bit ugly. Tempers are getting frayed.
Oh, now this is Mexico holding on to the ball. I think there's a little frustration going on here. The big boys getting together, bumping chests almost.
Well, like bumping handbags, but... The referee has done a very good job of controlling this game. Anything that got scrappy, he spoke to captains.
Oh my goodness, that is a red card by the number 3 and a yellow card from the 8-man of Cayman Islands. So the number 3 from Mexico, that is Esteban Viñas, and we're going to have to get a ruling. I don't know if he's going to be able to play the final. Oh, what a contact. Didn't look like he wrapped, but the referee felt he did. Great hit by Mexico. They're not going to back down at all against the Cayman Islands, and they don't really need to. The final buzzer has sounded, so they're going to take out some frustrations right there. They're number 3 getting kicked out of the game. Once they reach the sideline or the ball goes out, this game is over. Diving over, tap and go by Cayman Islands. Trying to pass it out, trying to get something started to get into the try zone before this game's over. Intercepted by Mexico. Be a knock forward by Mexico. And that will do it here from Vizcaya Park. The semifinal in Pool A. And Mexico will take the victory 26-10.
exciting game. What a game of rugby. Got a little bit hairy at the end there. It started getting a little bit out of control, but the referee controlled things well. Did what he needed to do, and maybe that red card sort of slowed things down a little bit, just enough to keep them calm and finish off the game nice.
What a great game we had. That was the first of our doubleheader. We will be interviewing the Mexican players for the Mexican team shortly as we prepare for game 2 of our doubleheader. Mexico has made it to the final, and we will see who they face based off the winner of our second match coming up at 7 o'clock. That is USA South versus Trinidad Tobago, Gavin.
Yeah, USA South Panthers, Trinidad and Tobago. That's going to be a spectacular game coming up in a few minutes. For me, that's going to be my highlight of the week. This one was spectacular, and I'm expecting the next one to be even better. See some of our USA South boys taking on Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago's forward pack was impressive the other day, as well as the speed in the back line. So
yeah, their backs were pretty incredible.
Yeah, they were the full package, Trinidad, so I think USA South Panthers are going to have their hands full.
Well, I was talking to Mark Williams. He's the head coach of USA Rugby South, and he was saying that they feel they do have an advantage in the pack play. Look for them trying to keep it tight initially, and then definitely competing. They want to own the gain line against Trinidad and Tobago, and I think it's going to take a full 70 minutes for them in order to bring home that victory today.
I'm sure it'll be equally as exciting as this first one was.
As the Mexican players make their way over here to join us here at the broadcast booth for the 2016 Rugby Americas North Championship, Mexico into the final based off the victory right there, a 29-10 win over the 29-10 over Cayman Islands. I tell you what, I'm going to turn it over to Gavin for this interview because he speaks Spanish, correct? All right, so you can go ahead and interview the Spanish players here.
Felicidades, chicos. ¿Cómo estamos?
Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias.
Me voy a hacerlo en inglés y español, okay? So how did you feel about winning that game? What was the feeling that you got in the first half in comparison to the second half? I have my personal opinion. ¿Cómo tú sientes en este partido? Primer partido en comparación del segundo.
Bueno, la primera parte fue muy igualada. Nosotros entramos desconcentrados. Cayman entró con muchas ganas y a darnos muy fuerte.
The first half seemed very equal, but very strong.
Creo que nuestra actitud en el segundo tiempo cambió.
Our attitude changed in the second half.
Empezamos a ir para adelante, empezamos en defensa a subir.
Our defense started to be superior.
Y creo que eso Cayman no pudo controlarlo, no pudo jugar como querían jugar en la segunda parte.
Yeah, and a much improved second half was we couldn't continue in the first half, and much improved in the second. Thank you very much, boys. Congratulations on the game.
I have one more question.
Sure.
Ask him about the 6-man, that dummy, bro. It was awesome.
Was it 6-man or was it the scrum half?
Who was the dummy?
I did the dummy.
It was you? Fantastic stuff. I was sitting down and I almost stepped the wrong way. So that was a very impressive, a very entertaining game. We appreciate you guys coming here and into South Florida and playing a spectacular game of rugby. Congratulations. Felicidades.
Gracias.
Muchas gracias.
So, Gavin, not only are you handsome, you also can benefit us with your Espanol.
Sí, señor.
Awesome. Fantastic. We're going to take a break, and we're going to have live action for Game 2 coming up. We'll find out who Mexico is going to play in the final on Saturday. It's a contest, USA South versus Trinidad Tobago. We will be back shortly. Well, we do have a treat for you. We're back a little early. This game was actually supposed to start at 6 o'clock, but due to the weather delay, was not starting until right now. We will have the national anthems of both the USA and Trinidad Tobago. The winner of this match will be facing Mexico in the final on Saturday. Game 2 of our doubleheader getting ready to start. Two undefeated teams, USA South, who made it to the final last year of the 2015 Rugby's America's North Championship, versus Trinidad Tobago. They are undefeated in this tournament as well. This is a Pool B matchup, Gavin, and the winner will play in the final against Mexico on Saturday.
Yeah, this is going to be a doozy. The USA boys look fired up for it. Trinidad, nice and calm, collected. They're going to play it cool today, just like you would expect from a Caribbean bunch of guys.
So the USA, I was talking to Mark Williams, their head coach, and he was telling me they feel that they have an advantage in the forwards here. He wants his team to play together, more together than they did in the first game. It was somewhat of a hodgepodge win for them. They didn't really get a lot of flow in that game versus Trinidad. They came out and were intense from the get-go. They have the advantage of the backs. I love their haka, man. I'm ready to play, Gavin. Let's go out and put the boots on. Let's go.
I'm pretty pumped.
Right, exactly. So the Panthers, they have been bridesmaid, never a bride, been to the finals twice. And so we'll see if they can get back there. Trinidad Tobago, they're always a strong contender in the Rugby America's North Championships, and they really have a fast team today.
Yeah, I was watching this game the other day. Trinidad and Tobago were phenomenal. The full package, we kept saying. You know, they've got big guys up front. They've got heavy tacklers at 6 and 7. They've got amazing speed out wide. Their scrum half, fly half combination is very comfortable. They really are the full package. It's going to be a big test for USA South. There's going to be a lot of collisions in this game. It's going to be a big one.
USA South kicking off, and oh my goodness, goes right into touch. So they will either re-kick it or do a scrum center here. Trinidad elects for a scrum center, and looks like we're probably going to be seeing the speed of the Trinidad backline right here, Gavin.
Yeah, they like to be able to split the defense and then do all kinds of switches. They played a lot going to the middle the other day. I'd be interested to see if they do that and try and split the USA defense as they did the other day. But it'll be this is the first scrum is always a good test to see who's going to dominate that.
Don't forget, tomorrow we have a full slate of games as well. Guyana and the Bahamas will battle each other, and then the start at 4 o'clock of our women's tens tournament. That will be tomorrow and Friday, and then finals will be on Saturday. As Trinidad loses their own scrum down. Number 9, Gavin, he is from Atlanta, plays his college ball at Furman University.
Yeah, the Trinidadian scrum half came out of the pocket there, and that's no longer legal. He came around the side and impeded on the scrum half.
Excuse me, the number 9, Austin Willis, he is from Furman.
That was the young kid we interviewed the other day.
Yep, young kid we interviewed the other day. He wants to get into media after his playing days or college career is over. As he's passing it out, USA looking to get a couple phases in to get used to the contact. Looks like they're doing just that. Getting a couple meters every run here. Willis feeding it to the big man. He gets pushed back. See what they have at the back line, and Trinidad all over the USA South here.
Good line speed. If you're going to throw a ball high, it's going to put whoever's catching it under pressure, and that's exactly what we saw there. Trinidad's firing out of that defensive line, really jumping up quick.
Box kicked by the 9, Willis, and looks like it finds touch. Nope, it does land in and then out. So we will have, I am mistaken. It went straight out. So we will have a line out right around halfway line for Trinidad.
This back line of Trinidad was very smooth today. When they did get ball in hand, they were very quick. They've got a couple of really nice steppers, step inside and outside, and got ridiculous amounts of speed. A couple of guys that run track back home in Trinidad.
Yeah, several crossover athletes for Trinidad. USA takes the line out. And it looks like it's offsides. Yep, offsides a call by Trinidad. We have the fullback, Grant Brodeur. He's got the kick there, and that's he found touch. USA is going to have an attacking line out. No score, just started 3 minutes in of this is our second of our doubleheader games here. Out of Pool B, the winner of this game will face Mexico in the final on Saturday for the 2016 Rugby America's North Championship.
Good kick into the wind, got himself some good territory. Oh,
Trinidad stealing the line out. Taking it up. Let's see if they get their pack involved early. Nice line break by Trinidad. Ooh, that's going to be a penalty on the U.S. Hands in the ruck.
Trinidad used the big lock number 4. They use him to great effect because everyone presumes he's going to be carrying up Vizcaya. He's a big athletic-looking kid, and he looks like he's about to go crash it, and then just turns and pops one out the back door. They did it a few times last game. They've done it twice already in this game, and everyone just presumes he's going to carry it up, which is because of his pure size. But he always turns and just pops one out the back door, and he's always got 2 guys coming off his shoulder. It'd be interesting to keep an eye if that's a tactic that they do throughout the game.
We did have a player down for Trinidad. He has since been tended to, and now back running onto the game, running back onto the pitch. Just got into the line out there. And rugby, the trainers do come onto the field while the game is going on. And
bit of impeding on the when he was up in the air. I think he must have made
contact.
Some contact.
Yeah, pulled the. Looks like they pulled the jumper down, so that's a penalty. And Trinidad is pointing towards the post. Looks like we're going to have a penalty kick attempt here for Trinidad to go up, trying to go up 3-0 over USA South.
Yeah, I think he's going to have I think he did that because he's got the wind behind him. It is kind of coming diagonally, so for him, the wind's directly behind him, directly to the post. So this should be, from memory, he was kicking quite well, this young kid. So.
And the first game, yeah, absolutely, against Bermuda.
So it's Ayub Hassan.
USA and Trinidad both undefeated in the tournament. Trinidad looking to go up by 3 here with this penalty kick. 5 minutes into the game. Kick is up, and it is good. Trinidad takes the lead with a 3-0, a penalty kick that goes right through the uprights. USA will look to come back and start attacking with this kickoff.
Nice little dink over there. No real pressure. You look very comfortable.
So for the U.S., the standout in the first game against Bermuda was Calvin Gentry, their number 13. We'll see what happens today. That ball is loose. U.S. recovers, however. There was a first knock on by Trinidad. So we will play that first knock on.
Good accurate kick. 11, maybe 12 yards. So the pressure could get there.
Want to give a shout out to Chris Vassell. He is we did our commentating over the weekend. He wants to look cool in front of his wife, so I gave him a shout out. And that's a player I was just talking about, the number 13, Calvin Gentry. He is a load to bring down, as you can tell. Driving, taking about 6 players with him. I think they're going to be gigs. He's going to be seeing more of the ball today.
Where's he play out of?
I think he is from Tennessee. Both he and Rapay, the winger, they both played together up in Nashville. As the Gentry got held up in the tackle, that will be a turnover to Trinidad. It'll be their put for this scrum down. Trinidad up 3-0, got a penalty kick a couple minutes ago. We are 8 minutes into this game. The winner is going on Saturday to the final to play Mexico, who just beat Cayman Islands 29-10. A clearing kick by Trinidad. They are behind the 22. Great kick, and it does find touch. Will they do a quick tap here? Trying for the quick throw in, and no, Trinidad is ready for it. These teams are really evenly matched today, Gavin. They've always been 2 of the stronger teams in Rugby America's North competitions.
Yeah, I was talking with the Trinidad coach a couple of days ago, and they've got good strength and depth. They've got 14 clubs within Trinidad, which is good numbers for a Caribbean island. So they do get plenty of game time.
Short line out. Not in straight. Trinidad likes to run that short line out. They had a lot of success with it in the last game against Bermuda. So not in straight. Or either call not enough people in the line out by USA. I don't know if they matched them or not. But regardless, it is a scrum down for Trinidad. They're holding on to it, trying to get it out wide. That is their strength. Nice passing. Little up and under there.
That's one of the Pantor brothers that's on the open.
Winger number 14 coming over to gather that kick. That was a nice kick. Put a lot of pressure on the USA South.
Yeah, the coach's two sons that are playing, both very well versed in the kicking game. Look very comfortable on the ball.
Yeah, there's a set of twins playing for Trinidad. Clearing kick by USA. Oh, mishandled by Trinidad. And they will have a scrum down.
Kids, get your basics right. Pull your elbows together on the up and unders. Get your body underneath the ball.
Right.
Got to work on your fundamentals.
And it's very challenging. You know, this is a great display of of fundamentals at this age. I mean, these kids, a lot of them are 16 to 17. We do have on the USA, majority of these kids are seniors or freshmen in college, seniors in high school, freshmen in college. As they spin it wide, they got some space out here if they can make the use of it. Cutting it back inside, he had his winger wide open. Holding on to the ball by the fullback.
One of the major problems that I look at in the USA is a lot of the kids that maybe have come from other sports, they prefer to go to contact and look to the space, and,
right.
And that was a perfect example of it. They had the space out wide. What's the problem with stepping inside, draw the man, and pass out wide to where there's more space? It's an evasion sport. It's not only a collision sport.
Well, and that's the challenge that I find with football players coming to play. They're looking to run over the guy instead of running through the space. Make it hard on the defense, not easy.
They all want to be on a highlight reel.
Right, exactly.
So that's one of the things we need to, I think, improve as a country, as a nation. But we'll get there. We'll keep chipping away on.
Well, we'll definitely see how we do in the Olympics. You know, coming up next month.
Yeah,
That'll be very interesting.
That's exciting stuff.
Trinidad with the line out. They got it.
Good recovery.
Great recovery. Cut back by the fly half.
Just simple, safe rugby. I like that. He could have quite easily got himself in all kinds of trouble there.
Looks like hands in the ruck, the referee says, and that's going to give another penalty attempt to Trinidad.
He's a very calming presence. Pantor playing at fly half for Trinidad. Just plays as if the game's not going as fast as everybody else is playing. You know? Slows it all down so easily. Looks very comfortable.
Well, he definitely has the composure to lead this side. He's also the captain and scored the first points for Trinidad. 13 minutes into the first half. Trinidad dotted a penalty kick through the uprights earlier, trying to go for their second one here. Winner of this game will face Mexico on Saturday for the final. Right down the middle, and there it is.
Cool as a cucumber.
Got ice in his veins, Gavin.
Ice.
Baby. There you go. It did. A Vanilla Ice reference on this. So 6-0. Two penalty kicks. Trinidad dotted them through, and the USA trying to get some offense going here. But Trinidad looks like they're keeping the pressure on. They do have a slight breeze to their backs.
Wow, great kick.
Going to be hard luck on that. It was a great kick, but bad bounce for Trinidad. that ball will go all the way back to where he kicked it from. So great opportunity for USA to get some offense. Haven't really seen a style from them yet. They've crashed it up a couple times, but to be honest, Gavin, they really haven't had the ball that much.
Yeah, they haven't had much opportunity. I'd like to see them settle themselves down. A couple of maybe, I imagine they're going to go set towards the centre, crash a few times, and then maybe they can start throwing it out wide and get some set plays going. I know they've been getting together a few times. Problem with the USA is that with it being such a large country, even if you're just representing the South, that still includes several states and there's a lot of airplane travel, which does hinder the USA South teams. They don't get together too much. But I know they're in Tennessee and Georgia, so they will have a certain amount of continuity. I'd really like to see what that continuity in those training sessions can produce.
And it definitely is a challenge. I mean, several of these Trinidad, they're an island country as well as Cayman Islands, and so the guys that are on, the players that are on the island, it's not too hard for them to get together. But you're right, the geography. I played for the South and for the men years ago, and it's just always a challenge to find training sessions in such a large geography.
Mm-hmm. Getting that continuity, even if it's just your partner next to you, your outside centre to your wing, or your scrum half and fly half, eight and scrum half. That communication's got to be built up over time.
Mark Williams, the coach of USA South, they felt they did have an advantage in the pack play as they work it down the sideline. That's their lock right there, taking it in. Austin Wells, the number 9, dishing it out for the next phase. Trinidad waiting. The 13, a nice cutback again, straight through. Calvin Gentry, he's been the only offense for the South so far. They're spinning it wide to their 11. Can they get it in? Knocking on the door here. Right on the try line. They're going to have to confer with each other. Oh, my goodness. Trinidad, great defensive effort. The ball is over the try line, but it is held up. You have to physically touch the ball down. They did not do that, and great defense from Trinidad. Yeah,
they tried that rush defense, but they didn't go up as a line, and Gentry taking a couple of side steps. And if you don't go up as a line, if you're going up individually, there's always just, if you jump out that line, there's going to be a space behind you, and that's where Gentry sidestepped the man that pressured him, and he stepped into the space behind, and that got him them 10 yards, but unfortunately couldn't put it down.
Gentry, great running. Got him to the gain line. First set piece in, first scrum down in Trinidad territory. Let's see what U.S. does with it. Knocks it on.
Little miscommunication with the USA South guys there. It looked like they were trying to play a specific set piece move, and it didn't quite work out there.
Dodged a bullet there. Got the offsides by Trinidad, so they're going to go for the points right in front of the posts. Both teams still trying to find each other in this first half, 17 minutes in. I was talking to Mark Williams, the coach of USA Rugby South, and he just felt that the first game, they didn't really find their rhythm the whole game. It was the first match that this team has played together, just like most of the other teams in this tournament. So we'll see if they're going to be able to find their rhythm in this first half. Sean O'Driscoll with the kick, and that is good. So they've cut the deficit to 3 off some penalty kicks by both teams.
Yeah, very tactical game. These guys are really trying to feel each other out, looking for the right territory, trying to figure out where the strengths and weaknesses are in each of the team.
As we await for the ball to come back after that kick.
Ball boy needs longer legs.
Right. I need to dock that ball boy's pay. Okay, that's what I need to do. And both of the ball boys are my sons, so they are already counting the $5 they're going to make per game.
It's child labor.
Way to go, Cooper. Good job. USA taking the ball up. 6-3 Trinidad. 18 minutes in. Austin Wells with the box kick.
Nice pickup.
Trinidad handling it, going to the sideline. Great step. Counter rucking by U.S. They take the ball away. Great turnover. Not releasing the tackler, or excuse me, not releasing the runner by the tackler. Once you tackle the player, you got to roll away. And so Trinidad did not do that.
A little concerned about the USA South, the way they're lining up. They're getting sucked into the rucks quite heavily. Not just the forwards, but half of the back line as well. Be interesting to see if that continues throughout the game.
And we'll have our first water break of the game. 19 minutes into the first half. Your score is Trinidad Tobago 6, USA South 3. And the winner of this game will go on to the final against Mexico. They just won or got their place in the final with a win over Cayman Islands. That happened just before this match. So it's definitely, there's a lot to play for here, Gavin, in this second half, or it's into the first half. The water break is over. We're back to live coverage. Kicking deep, trying to put pressure on Trinidad. And he got the ball. He knocked it off. Oh my goodness. We thought that they had put it down, but no, a knock on by USA South there. That's a tough luck on them, but they do have a scrum down deep into Trinidad territory.
Sometimes it's just hard work. If you just work hard and put people under pressure, sometimes that gets you where you need to be. And look where they are, right in front of the sticks. You got a scrum. Anything can happen at this point. Sometimes hard work beats talent.
Scrum down here earlier. USA was not able to do anything with it. Trinidad running it out. Now they clear. Fullback letting it bounce. Bounces right out of bounds. Be a line out for USA South. So for the USA South, they have players. Most of their players are coming from Georgia and Tennessee. We do have one player from the state of Florida. And the USA South will be hosting a high school camp for all the Florida players tomorrow to look for the future of USA South. It's always a great opportunity when you're hosting the tournament to get some new talent or prospects coming in. That clinic, if you'd like to join us, is for tomorrow night, 6 o'clock here at Vizcaya Park. Scrum down Trinidad. USA pushing it back, but they're still able to maintain possession.
Yeah, technically very good.
A loop pass to the fly half. He's got some room to run. Passing it to the winger. Yes, he's got it. He's going in the corner. And it is. Hold on. Did he rule it a try?
Did he raise his hand? I didn't see him raise his
hand. That is a try, ladies and gentlemen. Try awarded to Trinidad. Wow, what we talked about their backs before the game, and Gavin, they showed us exactly what they can do on that play.
Just very confident going forward, and I think it was Pantor to Pantor. Was it Pantor that scored? But a great offload from the fly half. He was on his way down and just threw it out the back door. Very comfortable going through, and then the speed, a turn of pace from sort of, the 10-yard to the 22. Real kicked it in, and the USA South would just stretch a little too thin out wide. But I wanted to mention that the scrum from the USA is technically looks very, very good. I would put money on it that the Trinidad front row is heavier. But the USA have obviously been working hard to get that scrum very organized, and they did well with it.
Well, when you watch Trinidad, it's kind of like lightning in a bottle. They don't do anything for 20 minutes, and all of a sudden they came out in 30 seconds and had a 70-meter try.
They do. They punish you. They did it the other day too. Every time that you give them an opportunity, you open the door for them, they're gonna go through it and slam the damn door behind them.
As we await the point after here, kick is up and no good. So 11-3 right now is the score. 23 minutes into the first half. The winner of this match will play Mexico on Saturday for the Rugby America's North Championship. USA South need to get their offense moving a little bit more efficiently. Trinidad taking it up. Passing out wide. That's going to be, referee's going to play the knock on. Talking to his assistant referee for possibly that tackle. See kind of if they're going to do anything about that or it was just innocuous. Oh, they're going to call a penalty against USA South.
Late tackle?
Or it looks like it was high, but it looks like it was kind of a high tackle there. It was somewhat unfortunate. The ball carrier was just kind of slipped when he was getting tackled. So Trinidad takes that down and kick for touch. They're going to have a line out just north of the 22 of USA South. 10 minutes left in the first half. Trinidad's up 11-3. And coming into the game, Trinidad did say that they felt their advantage was in the backs, and they have definitely proved that so far in this first half. Has the height in this line out. They maintain possession.
Wasn't pretty, but it worked. Again, there goes your lock, just offloading the ball.
Working multiple pods, now getting it out. Little up and under kick. USA takes it, offloading it to the 13. Calvin Gentry. Trinidad, not many opportunities. However, the one that they had, they totally executed and got the points on the board, Gavin.
Yeah, I think I'm looking at Trinidad, and they're kicking a lot more than I've seen in that previous game.
Right.
So I think they've, again, done some homework and maybe thought that the wingers and fullback of the USA South that's maybe a weak point for them, because they're doing it a lot. Like nearly every time they attack out wide, rather than trying to go for the score, they're kicking over the back and then following it up.
Trinidad taking it up. Now using their big man in order to move that gain line. Dummy by the fly half of Trinidad. Another up and under. 15 calling for the mark. Received it from the referee. It's like a fair catch in football. Good defensive play. Tried to clear it.
A little bit of rain starting to come down.
USA South not ready for this ball. Great sidestep by Trinidad.
USA doing well defensively to reorganize themselves every time there's broken play. They've done it a few times when Trinidad have been attacking on the weaker side in open play, and they've really recovered well, reset the defensive line several times, and slowed down the Trinidad recycles. And now they've got the ball back.
USA getting the ball out, passing it to their fullback. Scrum half clearing it, but right to Trinidad. They're attacking again, kicking it deep. Fullback recovering.
Intentional knockdown.
It's going to be a knock on by Trinidad. USA South, wow. Dodging a bullet there.
Yeah, a couple of opportunities. They did the box kick, but I would have liked to have seen them take that kick a little bit earlier rather than waiting to get down that first ruck. They've got the guys back there. They've got enough numbers to be able to kick it, get it to the right guy, and give it a bit more distance for territory, because by the time they were doing it in this box kick, the Trinidad had all three guys back and waiting for it, and that just means they can go attacking him from the 50-yard line.
Well, the USA South, they're getting into a challenge here because Trinidad not even considering their back line, the USA back line, a threat the way they've been playing them. Gentry on the take. He's the only one that's caused any challenge to Trinidad in the back line for the USA South so far.
Mm-hmm.
Dummy by the 9, Austin Wells. Looks like it's a knock-on, possibly.
The ball's getting a little bit loose now with this rain coming down. It might be getting a little slippery.
Clearing kick for the South.
Much better kick now.
Will it find touch? And yes, it does.
Much better.
6 minutes left in the first half. Trinidad and Tobago up by 8 over USA South. It's been kind of a back-and-forth effort with glimpses of drama. Trinidad scored the only try of the first half with a gorgeous 70-meter multiple phase ball scoring in the corner. Another kick. Trinidad doing a lot of kicking against USA South as the winger takes it up from USA South, dishes it off, ball's up in the air, recovered by the South. Now lost. Trinidad kicking it again. The center, the number 12, taking it up for the South. Ball is loose. Gentry takes it. The 13. Looks like he's getting wide. Yes, a stiff arm. Got something working here. Broken like 4 tackles. Another dummy to the 8-man. USA South finally moving the ball. But it's a turnover by Trinidad. A great step by Trinidad with the 10.
Excellent work.
He has some room. They have an overload, a dummy. Oh, and the fullback with a great defensive stop.
Drop kick.
And a drop kick. The drop kick is no good. Wow, what a series right there by not only USA South, but then Trinidad coming back and attacking, Gavin.
Gentry was phenomenal. He must have, you said 4, but I counted at least 6.
Yeah.
I know you can't count that high, though. So don't worry. And
Right.
then respond to that beautiful little sidestep. First a hitch kick, and then a sidestep, going right through the middle with the confidence. And then the support from the fly half didn't quite get the message from his winger quick enough, because if he did, I think that was a certain try for the winger down this side. But he just decided to step inside and got himself caught up. Good recovery from the USA South.
Leon Pantor, the number 10 from Trinidad, set that whole series up there. But what a great try-saving tackle by Grant Broder from the USA South. That kept this game in hand, and if the U.S. can hang on here for the next 4 minutes, they're still going to be in this game.
Yeah, I think Trinidad had the support. If they'd have continued and just gone to ground and recycled, I think they'd have been fine. I was surprised that he went for that drop kick there with the support coming.
Right.
I think he could have gone for could have kept working for that try, because US South were in disarray in the other half of the field. I would say at least 7 or 8 of the players were still recovering from all that rucking going on over here.
Well, Calvin Gentry from the U.S. just a beast on that run, but the USA was not able to get anything out of it with a turnover. Trinidad has the ball again. 3.5 minutes left in the first half. Trinidad up by 8.
And the Trinidad backline, not even just a backline, but the amount of 7-style rugby that's going on in this 15-a-side game is phenomenal. There really are lots of offloads, one-handed and otherwise.
There's definite advantage to Trinidad in space. Winger taking the ball in.
Intelligent play for USA South. Go to ground, take it easy, recycle, let's go again.
Saw nothing, right, saw nothing. Figured he'll take it in. He got down there. Oh, but a turnover, no. Quick tap by the USA. They're going to go wide. The flanker has it. The 12 to the winger, to the 9.
Very positive.
They're right on the edge there. Can they get it into the try zone?
We need a calm head in there and need to speak to that back line. It's going to pick and go. We need to change it up. That back line standing
and watching. A turnover by Trinidad. Excellent defense. The number 8 from the U.S. just leaving the ball out there. Trinidad capitalizes with the clear kick. Broder, the 15, taking it. Crashing the ball up.
They got a few numbers if they can do something with it.
USA crashing the ball up, getting past the gain line. They have the Trinidad on their heels. However, they have an overload on the left side. They're not seeing it. Penalty by Trinidad.
Need a calm head in there.
High
again,
tackle.
USA.
That was a high tackle, so we have a minute and a half left in the first half.
Good choice. Calm it down. We're playing at Trinidad's pace at the moment, and I don't think that's suiting the USA. So this is a good opportunity for USA South to calm things down, take 3 points. That wouldn't be bad going in, only 11-6 down.
So after he kicks this, it's going to be about a minute left in the game. Let's see if they can put it through the uprights.
Wind seems to have died a little bit, so it might be a good time to do this. That's good.
Kick is up, and it is good. The winger, Sean O'Driscoll, putting the points up on the board. It's 11-6.
No relation to Mr. Brian O'Driscoll, is it?
Probably not. No. Since Brian O'Driscoll is the 13th from Ireland.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Is he still there or is he retired?
No, he retired.
He retired.
He's old and grumpy, just like me and you.
Right. Speak for yourself there, player. Speak for yourself. Trinidad kicking deep. USA not ready for it at all. Then they tap it on.
Just silly mistakes.
Wow.
Putting themselves under pressure, unfortunately.
Totally careless by USA South. The buzzer sounds, however, we're still playing rugby. It's going to be a scrum down by Trinidad. The USA South just, I don't know what they were thinking.
Just a little bit of daydreaming, maybe.
So the hooter has sounded. Trinidad, if they can maintain, keep the ball in bounds, they'll be able to get an opportunity to score as they pass it out to their backs.
This is a try. It's not far away.
Maintaining possession, trying to get it wide. Cut back. Broder there, the 15. Looks like an overload. USA recovers. Trinidad taking it up right by 5 meters out. We're in extra time of the first half, trying to spin it wide. There is some space. Does he have it? Yes, he dots it down. Another try for Trinidad.
Kudos to USA South. They did really well to cover across to one side, but they couldn't do it the other way again. It was just too much, and it was too much width, and a nice calm head again from Trinidad and Tobago in fly half and inside center area.
Trinidad, wow, their ball handling is great. They went from one side all the way to the other side and all the way back, and put the defense on their heels, and were able to come away with 5 points.
Yeah, they just sit nice and deep, nice and calm, and let the ball do the work. It's a lot harder to defend than it is to pass the ball, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
This is a testing kick, though.
And this will be the end of the first half. Jerron Pantor, brothers with the number 10, Leon. Those are the twins that we were talking about. They have had a big influence on this game today.
Not bad.
Kick is up and no good. That was over towards the football post and not the rugby post. The referee has called for the end of the first half, so that will do it here for the first half. Trinidad and Tobago are up by 10, 16 over USA South 6. Halftime coming up shortly.
Closer to the zone.
Right. So we're here at halftime of the USA South versus Trinidad. Trinidad's up 16. What's the score? 16-3? 16-6 right now. This is at halftime. I have a very special guest with me. He is the director of USA South, Kevin Kiddo. Kevin, I'm glad you could join us here today.
My pleasure.
Hopefully your boys will put something on the second half. We'll see if they can pull away with a victory today.
I'm hoping so. I think they missed a couple of opportunities there in the first half and just let us down, but I think in the second half they'll come back.
Okay, so you can look at me while you're talking. Okay, you
Okay.
don't have to look at the camera.
Right.
Okay.
Camera's easy. Your face is
right.
not.
It is a challenge sometimes.
A big challenge.
It definitely is a challenge. So, Kevin, why don't you take our viewers through about kind of what the USA South is all about, when they started, when they moved to the youth movement with the U19s, and what's in store in the future for USA South?
Well, we started actually the Panther program in 1979. We've played the men's senior program and then been playing that since, as I said, 1979. Our very first game was in 1980 against the Mustangs, which is the Western Rugby Union, and we've continued on since then. Even though the USA has done away with the ITT tournaments, I kept our select side program going in the South. 4 years ago, we decided that we would look at expanding the program, and last year we took a seven-a-side side to Vegas, the first seven-a-side side that we had, and this year we've incorporated the women. So our object actually is to start and see if we can get into under 16, under 18, under 20. We're taking an under 20 side to Barbados in December to play in their seven-a-side tournament. So we're trying to get more and more youth involved. If we get the youth involved our senior program will just expand.
So how did the USA South get involved with the RAN, the Rugby Americas North? Because it's very unusual for, when we say USA South, some people may not know where the geography is associated with that. But how were we able to, was USA South able to get into the RAN and to be able to play these great international teams?
RAN was previously NACRA, and before that Niwera. It started about 16, 17 years ago, and I was the host for the very first NACRA tournament in St. Lucia at the youth sports complex. I've had a long relationship with the NACRA and RAN people, and the USA really should be here representing the USA, but if the USA brought a team here, they would win by 100 points.
Right. So
they asked me if I would put a South side together, and we've been doing that now since 2006. We did first game was 2006, and we took it a 7-a-side side to Barbados and came in third. So that's how this relationship is established with the USA Rugby South and the RAN people. We hope to continue it. We've hosted this tournament now 2 years. We hope that we can bid on again and hope that we can win it for the next 2 years.
So the Vizcaya Park is where we are now in Miramar, and I hear that there is going to be a USA South high school clinic tomorrow for the local rugby players.
We want to reach the kids, and the USA Rugby South coach Mark Williams suggested that we do a clinic while we're down here tomorrow night. I believe it's at 6:30 in the evening till 8.
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock tomorrow night. We'd like to have as many kids as we could out here. Our team is going to come out and help the kids, show them what it's all about, and hope to grow the game.
Well, it looks like we're going to have to get off the field. We have our camera actually on the pitch. We're getting ready to start the second half. Kevin, thank you so much for joining us here at halftime, and good luck in the second half.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So one more question before we're done and while we're off camera. Kevin, you know that I played for the USA South in 2003. So can you say basically that I was the best player ever to play for the South? Is that a fair statement?
You want me to put that on here?
So I'll take that as a yes, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Kevin, for joining us as we start the second half here. Trinidad attacking the USA. (16-10). Going to be a penalty, intentional knock there by the 13 of USA South, Calvin Gentry.
Referee raising his eyebrows at Gentry there as he kicked the ball away, so I think he needs to be a little bit more careful.
Trinidad starting off where they left the first half, attacking. Trinidad's really been controlling this game most of the time. USA, we have seen spurts of them attacking, but not getting it done. They have been inside the 5 meter of the Trinidad multiple times, but not able to come back with any points. They did get 2 penalty kicks, but currently no tries.
Yeah, Trinidad are beginning to control it a little bit more towards the end of that first half. USA South just look not quite as well drilled as Trinidad. Look a little bit more unified, this Trinidad team, than USA South. But USA South are still up for it.
Absolutely. We still have a game, 16-6. 10-point difference. Diving over, not keeping its feet. Trinidad, that penalized for that. USA will try to clear it here.
And I was thinking about this in the halftime break while you were having a conversation with Kevin. I think maybe Trinidad, the reason why they were doing so much of the kicking was I think they've identified that maybe the wings and the fullbacks of the USA South are not as well drilled in the kicking for territory. Which I have that issue myself within youth and high school rugby. So I'm thinking maybe they're targeting that because when USA South get the ball in hand, they're really not 100% sure whether they carry the ball, pass the ball,
right,
or give it a good kick. And when the kick does go, it's maybe not as accurate as some of the other countries.
Stolen by USA South here. The ball carrier is getting held up. Now they're starting to move with the ball. And Trinidad, great defensive play. That is a turnover. He held the ball carrier up. Scrum down, Trinidad. The referee kick, game balls, and event tents supplied to us today by Canterbury, a proud sponsor of USA Rugby South. Rugby Americas North would like to thank our partners DHL and KPMG for their support of RAN Rugby. 2 minutes into the second half, Trinidad leading 16-6. The winner will face Mexico in the final on Saturday.
Good shove by USA South to get that. That was Trinidad's scrum, and USA really are getting nice and low, nice and organized on their scrum.
Oh! Sorry to interrupt you there,
No, it's good.
Gavin. The 13, Calvin Gentry from the USA, pressuring that ball.
I do get excited when there's a well-formed scrum.
Right. You pack players, you know. You're always envious of the pretty backs.
I mean, once it's out of the scrum, I'm not interested.
Right. Well, that's when I shine, because I'm one of them pretty backs.
That's probably why we work so well together.
That's right. Backs and forwards, that's what you have to have in order to have a good team. And the backs of Trinidad have been taking it to the USA South. Low errant pass, that's a knock on. USA is going to have the advantage here. The 8-man taking it up.
Nice work.
Number 8, Deshaun Richardson. USA kind of all over the place the first half. Didn't really see much of a style. They did kept it closer to the pack, but not that successful. The only success really has been their Calvin Gentry, the 13, delivering it to him. He has been pretty much unable to be tackled today. 5 or 6 players taken to the ground, whereas Trinidad, pretty much their whole back line has been putting extreme pressure on USA South.
Yeah, the Gentry you've mentioned a few times, and he's getting through a tremendous amount of work, but I don't see anything else in this back line that's going to really challenge. The number 12 there looks handy, but he's not getting much ball in hand. You can see here again, fly half just fumbling the ball, and immediately he's under pressure. Now, the support does get there, though, so that pack is working really well. Very mobile, they're getting the job done, but it would be nice to be able to see a little bit more of a clean passing style out of the back of those rucks.
The twins from Trinidad have been the key to their scoring, the 10 and the 13, Leon and Jeron Pantor. And they were good last game. They kind of connected. They've connected several times here.
Andrew Rappe.
Oh, it's Rappe.
Rappe.
Yes, on the first
Rappe.
game. I didn't know how to pronounce his name. Then he comes over and goes, oh, it's Rappe. All right.
We're not going to talk about him anymore if it's complicated.
Right.
No, but he looks handy. He just doesn't seem to get much ball in hand. I would like to see a bit more of him because he looks like he's got a nice little step on him. He accelerates into contact quite well. Looks for the space. So we can see it. Let's see if our fly half can integrate him a bit more into the game.
Trinidad set pieces have been very good compared to the USA South today. They were able to score off of one of them. Ball knocked around, kicked over by the center. Rappe kicks it out, but USA attacking. 6 minutes into the second half. USA down by 10, trying to get some points here. Gavin McClevey joining me from BN Sports. He does Gavin's Rugby Roundup. That BN Sports is on channel 620 on DirecTV.
Yeah, should be cranking that one back up again in September once the Pro 12 starts up over in Europe. Have my summer vacations right now.
Right. So BN Sports, their studio is in Miami.
Yep, down in Medley, just sort of inland from Miami. Not on the glamorous South Beach, but in the industrial area.
Medley's really industrial.
We're going to get to go there and talk a little bit about rugby a couple of times a week, so lots of fun.
USA trying to get the ball wide, trying to get it to Gentry, unable to make a successful pass. That's going to be a knock-on by USA South. And Trinidad will have the scrum down. We do have an injury on the pitch right now. So Gavin, you know, the Trinidad, a great side. You know, they're up by 10, and but the knock on these Caribbean countries is that they start great. They have a lot of speed, and they do well, but they can't finish.
Yeah, maybe it's something to do with the conditioning side of things. I mean, they're in this particular team, the pack's very big and heavy, so they work really hard to dominate the game line with their pack and then start throwing it out wide. Those guys out wide, though, do a lot of work as well. And by doing that, the whole team is equally working hard. They've got the speed, but maybe they haven't got the gas for the whole 70 minutes. And I'm seeing like a trend in a few of the other teams. It's a similar story. Now, that's not necessarily across the board in the Caribbean.
Right.
However, it does seem that, like the Mexico, for example, Mexico team very well drilled. But on top of that, they've got that cardio going for the full 70. USA, I imagine, have too, because I know a couple of the coaches are very focused on making sure that you can play at that level without making mistakes for the full 70. Some of these Caribbean guys kind of fade off in the last 10.
Well, Jamaica, they did the same thing against Barbados. They were fading fast, but they were still able to hang on in the match last night. That was from our trophy division. They beat Barbados by 4. As we see a high ball and USA taking it here. Taken up by the number 12, Rapay. Nobody covering him, so he figures he'll take it for himself. Another pick off the ruck by the prop from USA.
Yeah, I'm noticing the pick and go from USA is not really very effective. They tend to go sideways and not forward. I know there's one kid that missed out narrowly on making the USA South.
Oh, Gruber kick by the fly half. He takes it himself, kicks it Gruber, comes up to him, grabs it, stiff arms the defender, lays it down for the try. Incredible score for USA South.
That was just slack tackling from Trinidad. They were, I think they were surprised. They've been doing so well with it. But that was just good old-fashioned grind it out. Let's burst through a few people. Good work.
USA South finally getting a break. Get first try of the day there by the number 21, Akeem Francis, the 21, Shay O'Hanlon from USA South.
Good work. This has really brought them back into the game.
Great grubber, and very rarely do you see the ball come right back up into your arms after you kick a grubber, Gavin.
Yeah, it's not often, usually bumbling around, chasing it with your backside in the air.
So some new life from the USA South. Down by 5, 11-16. Let's see if they'll make the point after here.
Yeah, they're not getting much success going pick and go. No good.
And does not meet the mark. So 16-11. Trinidad is still up. 10 minutes in to the second half.
I'd really like to see the USA South pack coming on the outside of the flying half. I think they might get a bit more leverage that way, a bit more speed, and they may make a few more yards. Right? That pick and go's not working for them. They're going sideways. So I'd like to be able to see that, but they're not really working well off the outside of the flying half.
In the game against Trinidad, the game against Bermuda 2 days ago, the same thing happened to them. They were up, and then Barbados ended up scoring, and then Trinidad came roaring back and scored 2 more tries to kind of make it be known that, hey, you're not gonna beat us today. So we'll see how they respond to USA South.
They'll want to polish this game off, so that. But they're going to have to work hard. USA have got their tails up now.
Right, USA definitely looking like a new team. That is a great kick by the fly half.
That's the patch of grass that they've been looking
for.
Much improved kick.
Excellent kick by number 21, Shay O'Hanlon. Puts the USA playing a positional game here, puts them down on the 22 of Trinidad. Line out, Trinidad's going to throw this ball in. And USA attacking again.
It's just a case of taking a look up a little bit earlier and see if you can find that big green space to hit, and he did that really well.
So a substitution for USA South. Calvin Gentry, their main part of offense, has been subbed out for number 20, Cordell Ramsey.
Cordell looks like he's up for it because he's chasing everything right now, representing his country.
Trinidad getting it wide, however, they do step out. The number 15, Grant Broder, I think it's Broder, from the USA. He's had an excellent defensive game. He's definitely he had the game-saving try in the first half. But I think the biggest substitution is their fly half, number 21, CAY O'Hanlon. He's really changed this game with that grubber, and then picked it up and scored the try. Some good kicking right here. Downhill running by the USA South now. They're looking a lot more polished in the second half.
Yeah, he's much more composed in that position.
Hanlon tried to dummy, didn't get it. He's getting held up here. Trinidad holding him up, trying to get down so he won't get penalized. And it's not going to happen. Trinidad holding him up and got the turnover.
There's only 5 points in it.
This game's still up for grabs. We are 13 minutes into the second half. Trinidad up by 5 over the USA. The winner will play Mexico in the final on Saturday. And we're in day 5 of RAN Super Week. If you want to follow along on Facebook or Twitter, it's at Rugby America's North, or join the conversation by using RAN Super Week. We're here at Vizcaya Park in Miramar, Florida, just north of Miami. We'll take the water break for the second half here of the game. USA down by 5 against Trinidad. They're in their, I guess, home country, you should say. We are in Miami, and we do have a decent fan base out here rooting for the Panthers. However, Trinidad didn't bring a lot of fans of their own. Both teams have been playing well in spurts. You have seen that USA still is coming along, playing a little bit better, or much better actually, than the first half. And Gavin, Trinidad, we still haven't really seen what they're going to be doing this second half.
Yeah, they've gone a little bit quiet, haven't they? USA South have managed to get a stranglehold on a bit this game, got some ball in hand, and all it takes is a couple of good territorial kicks, and it's a completely different game in the second half.
RAN Super Week continues tomorrow, starting at 2:30. Guyana takes on the Bahamas, and then after that, the start of the Women's Tens tournament. First time ever the Women's Tens will be held here at RAN Super Week. As the ball comes out of the scrum, comes to the fly half, taking it past the gain line. Little kick. The 9 takes it.
And USA needs to go back to that plan of just grinding it through the middle, and then once they're inside the 22, do something special with it. Seems to
Austin Wells, the number 9, taking it up. Off scoop, that was a 6. That was a 6. Oh. However, penalty on Trinidad. Did you see what that was? Hands in the ruck, I think he called. Hands in the ruck, that's a penalty. CAY O'Hanlon, he will send the ball to the sideline, and the U.S. will get a line out here.
Must be about 30 yards out from the try line.
Easily. Now, the only time the USA has scored has been a little grubber by Hanlon, the last set piece. Now, they have brought in Cordell Ramsey, who took the place of Calvin Gentry. And now what we've seen is Rapay has moved to outside and Gentry is inside, the replacement. That's been
set piece move on here.
Bad pass by the U.S. Caused by Trinidad. They kick it deep. No. Got the fastest man on the pitch with the ball. Nobody's going to be able to catch him. He scores in the corner. Another try to Trinidad in excellent fashion.
Yeah, that line out, USA South only put 3 in the line out, and they were basically using the rest of the forwards for a crash pod to set themselves up for a set piece. They had that back line up, it sat nice and deep, but it just didn't get out the back door from the fly half quick enough. That pressure spilled the ball. And again, Panther doing his thing.
Leon Panther with another score. He has been definitely one of the playmakers for this Trinidadian side. And the aggressive defense of Trinidad is what really made that try possible. And just a great speed by Panther, able to gather up the ball and avoid the defense running away, scoring in the corner.
Every time USA South get a bit of a stranglehold on the game and they get some yards and they start picking and going and settling themselves down, Trinidad and Tobago just put a little bit of pressure, force an error out of the USA, and capitalize. It's happened several times today.
Defense turning to offense, and that was the theme the last time that they played.
And then they're getting punished with a kick like that from the touchline.
Wow. Great play by Trinidad. 19 minutes left. They did get the extra point all the way from the corner. USA putting themselves in a hole here, or Trinidad putting them in a hole. 23-11. Let's see how USA responds. Great tackle by the flanker. Trinidad taking it up, using their big pack. Turnover by the U.S. Taking it down the far sideline.
Possibly a forward pass there.
Yep, forward pass by the USA. The referee kit, game balls, and event tents are supplied to us today by Canterbury, a proud sponsor of USA Rugby South. Rugby Americas North would like to thank our partners DHL and KP&G for their support of RAN Rugby. 23-11, Trinidad and Tobago on top of USA South. 18 minutes left in this test. The winner will go on to the final and face Mexico, who beat Cayman Islands earlier today. As the inside center, number 20, takes it from the U.S., giving it to the fly half. Coming out to Rapé, who's totally isolated, has no support. Finally, his support comes over. Trinidad tried to hold him up for the penalty. The number 7, open side, Nicholas Comandakaris. That's a long name right
I was
there.
going to say earlier and then I stopped.
Yeah, I'm going to say Nicholas from now on. Okay? Trying to get it wide. Rapé in the corner. Another to the winger. They're pushing it in here, right by the try line. Can they keep it in?
It's held up. Held up for sure.
Yep, they got it. Taking it up in the ruck. He's over the gain line. Can he dot it down? No, it's getting held up. Held up in the try zone. Great defense by Trinidad. Gavin, that's the second time they've done that to this U.S. team.
Yeah, and every time they're going into contact, a few of the USA guys are just carrying the ball a little bit high, looking to get that impact. And every time they do it, the Trinidad team are just holding them up, wrapping their arms around them, and just lifting them off the ground a little bit so they can't get down to the ground. Not just behind that try line, but in the middle of the field as well. They've done it. I'm seeing it all over the place. And it's obviously a game plan. When those Americans run a little bit too high, Trinidad try and squeeze them.
So the U.S. will take the scrum down at the 5 meter. An 8-man pick and go. Taking it up. Will they get try line fever like they have in the past, Gavin?
They're trying to pick and go off the back of these rucks. Again, he's been held up. Made it to ground now. They've
Ball's
got the
in
width.
The back of the ruck. Another 8-man pick. And that is obstruction. He ran into his own player.
They're not. USA and the South Panther are not confident of letting it go out wide. They did have the width and the depth, but they're just not taking advantage of it. They prefer to go the pick and go and try and bash the door down.
3 times the USA has got it literally in the try zone and come away with no points.
You've got to accelerate in contact off those pick and goes, and you've got to drop the shoulder, lower center of gravity, and go towards the thighs, especially if you're a yard out. Your crews crash through. But they're going a little bit high, and every time they do it, Trinidad is just picking them up and make sure that they don't get a chance to put the ball down.
Trinidad giving them more energy with that stoppage. You're seeing some deflation coming out of the USA South side.
Yep. Trinidad are getting their tail up as well in the meantime.
It's coming in, not releasing, I think the referee called. That's going to be a penalty to Trinidad.
And Trinidad here have made 50 yards just on small errors from the USA. They're not doing anything spectacular, just marching up the field, and every so often there's a mistake. However, the Trinidad kick isn't very good. Nice little dummy.
Taken up by the winger. Cut back. We're not getting it out wide at all, USA. Just constantly bringing it back in. Some pick and goes. There goes the flanker with the breakaway. He's got one man to beat. He's got it on the side. He's going for the corner. Can he touch it down? Yes, he gets it down. That's a try for USA South.
Great individual try. Excellent work.
What a great run by Austin Parrish, the number 6 for USA South. Just when you thought they were out of it, they come right back in with a great individual effort. 50-meter try by the number 6, Austin Parrish.
Yeah, I was very impressed with O'Driscoll here. When he picked that ball up, he looked like he was going to bash it straight back up the field. He held onto it, stepped back inside, really took it to them, and then a quick recycle, and the Trinidadian team just opened up. And what a turn of pace by Parrish. For number 6, that was an excellent turn of pace.
I didn't think he had those wheels.
Right, he doesn't look like a big, quick guy, but he really turned it on and just blew past whoever was playing at fullback in the Trinidad team.
Yeah, he made Trinidad, those backs look slow.
Yeah,
and
those backs are not slow. I've been watching these guys all week. Those guys are quick. That was very, very impressive. Great try.
23-16. Here comes the extra point. That's not going to meet the mark there.
Not quite. Little shot.
So, 7-point difference. That's a try and a conversion for USA. Well, the difference in the game here. 12 minutes left in this contest. The winner is going to the final against Mexico on Saturday.
We have got a game.
These final 12 minutes, we'll see which team wants it more. That's basically what it's coming down to right here.
Short.
Kickoff, not 10.
It's great news for the USA South.
Right.
Hopefully this gives them the impetus to really go at it. We know that the scrum's working pretty well as long as they keep focused, get it nice and low, give them a quick nudge.
So USA South in an advantageous position here. They're putting their back line on the left side here. Let's see if they utilize the weak side of the field. Yes, they're going weak side, passing it to the fullback, to the winger, the 22, taking it up. The 9 to the big 17, running freely. Got Trinidad on the back foot.
Good progress.
Good hard running. Nobody's keeping them down. The number 7, the flanker.
That's Nicholas.
Yeah, Nicholas. We're not going to pronounce his last name.
Hey,
oh, and the fly half, 21. Passing it out wide to number 20. Did they get it down? They're going to talk to the assistant rep to see if he got it down.
Referee.
Cordell Ramsey running it in with Rapace helping. And yes, it is a try, ladies and gentlemen. Score for USA South. They scored 2 tries in the last 2 minutes, and they're down by 2.
Referee initially signaled for holding it up, but then he went to speak to his linesman. and helped him with a better decision.
Wow, the USA South finally coming alive here in the latter part of the second half. The whole tournament is on the line here. 10 minutes left. They're down by 2, but Gavin, just 2 minutes ago, they were down by 14.
Yeah, this second half, USA have come out with a very different attitude. Much better attitude, controlled better from fly half. They've kicked for territory better, and then they've bashed it down the middle, done what they've done to turn the Trinidadians on their back foot, and then now the Trinidadians are chasing the game a little bit, and they look really under the cush. They've lost their shape a little bit, Trinidad.
Right.
I wouldn't say they were panicking, but they've definitely lost their shape.
The kick is up. And could not meet the mark. That is a challenging kick. And it is a 2-point game, ladies and gentlemen. 9 minutes left in this contest. Trinidad up by 2, holding on, but USA coming hard to take this match. The winner will go to the final on Saturday against Mexico. USA made the final last year, falling to Mexico in the finals. Trinidad trying to maintain their life here. Deep kick. Just like we said, Gavin, we knew this was going to be a game, and either one of these teams could pull this one out.
Yeah, the momentum was completely swung the other way. I want to say the number 7, this Nicolas, once he started getting aggressive, he made a little bit of inroad around the fringe. Then the tails got up, some aggressive tackling.
Coming in from the side, that's a penalty. A tap and go by the fly half. Austin Wells passes it wide. Breakthrough by the flanker. By the number 10 to the 12. Rapé has the ball. Another penalty. Not coming around the gate, they call. Now they have a dilemma. Do they go for points?
You need a calm head in there.
Do they go for points or do they kick for touch?
I think they should.
I think it's kick for points. I mean, they're down by 2. They can be up by 1. 7 minutes left in this game. Take the points.
Good work from the 21, who I believe is playing fly half for USA South. Parrish, is it? Played really well down this near side.
Shea O'Hanlon is
O'Hanlon.
USA South, and they will be going for the points. So the number 14, Sean O'Driscoll, he hasn't had his best kicking day today. However, all these kicks have gone straight from the corner. You'll see this. Look at the post where the white pads are. That's where he's kicking to right there. Not too far. You know, Gavin, it'd be money for me because you know how I do that. I drill stuff like that. Kick is up.
Good.
And the kick is good. The USA South takes the lead with 6.5 minutes left. 24-23 over Trinidad. It's anybody's game, ladies and gentlemen. What an exciting game here for the second of this doubleheader, Gavin.
It's amazing. The atmosphere is electric. The crowd isn't huge, but they're making a lot of noise.
Absolutely. I mean, the U.S. really didn't start playing until about 15 minutes ago.
They just got off the bus.
Hard running by the South.
The referee wants to have a conversation with some of the guys from Trinidad.
I don't know what he called here. Throwing the player down. I don't really know exactly what he called here. But regardless, the USA has the penalty. Or diving over, he may have called. Does not find touch. Trinidad ball. Driven out of bounds by the U.S. They will have the line out. 5 minutes left in this game. USA up by 1. The winner goes to the final on Saturday to face Mexico, the defending champions.
USA South just want this more right now. Trinidad all of a sudden looking at each other like, hey guys, are we going to get back into this or what?
It has been up and down for Trinidad. They have looked amazing, and then they've also seen signs where they're just not really into the game. Two different tails. The fly half taking it up. Two guys on tackle. Austin Wells with hitting the prop coming around the edge. Taking it back up to the pod. Great support by U.S. The fly half spinning it wide. He has numbers to repay.
He's still going.
Still going. Repay to dishing off. Great offload. They're driving. Pick and goes. USA working off their pack. Taking it to number 20. Got drawn up there. Cordell Ramsey.
USA have lost their attacking shape a little bit there. There's a few people standing and watching.
They're not supporting the ball. They're taking it up. Trying to maintain possession here. Trinidad trying to get the turnover, and they do. Holding on by the U.S. Here comes Trinidad. Has the penalty. Once again, lightning in a bottle with Trinidad. They have the overload. They're coming out wide. They can score on any minute. A switch right here. USA has it, trying to steal the ball here. Holding on by Trinidad. You have to release USA with the penalty. 3 minutes left.
Good work by Gabriel Massey at the breakdown there. He's made a good signal that, hey, my hands are free and I'm going in for the ball. The referee saw it, and Trinidad winger was just holding on a little too long.
Sean O'Driscoll kicking it into touch there. Excuse me, Grant Berdure kicking it into touch. 3 minutes left, a little under 3 minutes left. The USA has the line out. USA South really haven't started playing until about 15 minutes ago, where they put 2 tries on and a penalty kick to take the lead.
Just need a cool head for the next couple of minutes. Stuff that ball up your jumper.
Missed in the line out. Trinidad has the ball. And a knock on by Trinidad. USA has the scrum down. 2.5 minutes left in this game. It's been tenuous the whole second half. Pretty much nobody, Gavin, it's been back and forth the whole time. Trinidad, we thought they'd running away with it. And then USA finally decides to show up.
Yeah, the USA got off the bus. They're doing a really great job right now. But don't discount Trinidad and Tobago, because every time we've said that Trinidad and Tobago are losing the ball a lot, all of a sudden they're doing something that nobody would expect. So
it's lightning in the bottle with Trinidad. They can score at the drop of a hat. We do have a substitution for USA South. Gene Roberts coming in at the winger spot.
Trinidad's beginning to get a little bit more leverage in that scrum. In the first half, that scrum was dominated by USA. With the substitutions, I think maybe they've lost a little bit of their strength in the scrum, or technique possibly. Well, that one looks all right to me.
Going weak side with it. Oh, and knocked forward at the back of the scrum. That's going to be a scrum down to Trinidad. 1.5 minutes left in this one, ladies and gentlemen. Buckle your seats. Going to be a very exciting 1.5 minutes. Trinidad's going to have the put here. Can they do something with it? They are a long way away from the try zone at their own 22-meter. They're going to have to work some magic in order to get some points. Only down by 1. They could get a penalty kick. Ball is out. Keeping it in the hands, trying to get it wide to their speedsters. A cutback right there by one of the twins. Passing it to the fly half. Coming back out. Trying to stay along that line. The sideline. A penalty. Not releasing by the U.S.
That's where Trinidad are dangerous, when there's open play, and that once they're in the backs, they think they're playing sevens, and they really do. They're very patient out there.
30 seconds left. They opt just to go tap and go. Better in the hands than on the sideline.
Oh.
Knocked forward by Trinidad. The hooter is going to sound shortly. There is 10 seconds left in this game. USA South is going to have the put in. Gavin, I think they're just going to pass the ball out, kick it out, and try to get out here, steal a victory out.
Yeah, I think they need to play smart. They need a couple of cool heads on the ball. They're 21. He's been playing really well. He's made smart decisions all through the game. The 15 as well. So let's get it in their hands and work to finish off this clock. And I'll be honest with you, at the end of that first half, I would never have said that Trinidad would lose this game. If I had to put money on it at halftime, it was Trinidad.
Well, it was all Trinidad, really, in the first half. You could see they were just outmatching.
Just a classier side.
Classier group. They looked so much better, so much more of a flow. USA South really couldn't get out of their own way.
Yeah.
And then from pretty much 10 minutes into the second half, USA South came back, but then Trinidad with that great individual effort by the number 10.
Pantor.
Pantor, Leon, the captain.
But he's been quiet this second half. He hasn't had ball in hand, and it's shown.
Seems like they've kind of run out of gas here, but look, the USA South putting it in. This should be the final play. Crashing. The sound, the horn has sounded. All they have to do is kick the ball out, and they will be victorious. That is a penalty by Trinidad. All right, all they got to do is kick the ball out, and this game will be over. Let's see what number 15 Grant Berdure does. Does it get out? It does get out. And that is a game, ladies and gentlemen. An epic comeback by USA South, down 14 points. Late in the second half, they scored 2 tries and a penalty kick and end up winning by 1, 24-23 over Trinidad. And Gavin, they're going to the final.
That was a phenomenal game of rugby. That was absolutely spectacular stuff. Trinidad must be absolutely devastated. They just couldn't get back into the game in the second half. But USA South Panthers, all credit where it is due. Excellent work from these young gentlemen in the USA South.
Trinidad, an excellent game by them. You know, the challenge was they were playing great, but they didn't play great for 70 minutes, Gavin.
That's it. They really did die off. They couldn't gain control in that second half. USA South Panthers got their tails up, started working hard, started working as a unit again. They did manage to get the pick and go working a little bit better than in the first half, and just a little bit more aggression. I saw their 6 and 7. The 6 and 7 from the USA South Panthers really did work very hard and aggressive, and that, for me, that's what changed the pace of the game, and therefore USA South got a bit more successful on going forward.
I think the turning point in that game was Austin Paris, the number 6, that 50-meter try right off the scrum, kind of a pick and go, and just blew by.
There was that combined. That combined with a couple of territorial kicks, maybe 2 decent territorial kicks, and then 6 and 7 getting aggressive and really bursting through lines and just taking it to them. And when you took it to the Trinidadians, they backed off a little bit, and I was surprised that they did that.
We have Shea O'Hanlon coming over, as well as the number 6, Austin Parrish, coming over to interview them off a great victory. We couldn't believe it, to be honest with you. We were thinking that Trinidad was going to walk away with this, and then finally USA decides to show up. All right, so we want to pull you guys right in the middle here. Welcome. Congratulations. Come right in here, gentlemen.
Center stage, gentlemen. Congratulations. Great
so
work.
I want to start with you, Austin Parrish. So tell me, walk me through that try you had, that 50-meter try. You know, you broke the gain line right through off the pack, couple stiffs on. You make those Trinidadian players look slow. Tell me about that, how that play went.
Man, I just knew we were down by a couple points and we had to get the win. And the boys needed some motivation. I took off to the right, or to the left, my bad, and I saw the try, and that's all that matters, man. That's all that matters.
It was very impressive stuff, and I'd mentioned a few times while I was in the box here the change up in the territorial kicking, specifically from yourself. There's one kick where it came from that far corner all the way back over this corner. Is kicking something that you feel very comfortable with? I mean, in the first half it wasn't so strong as a team, but you showed that you can definitely do it.
So since I've been playing from a young age, I have an older brother. So since I've been playing from a young age, I have an older brother who, in England, all he used to do is just kick all the time. So I guess messing around with the balls just made me very comfortable with territory, and my coaches have told me that territory is the way when you go up through the stages. So the more territory you have, the better your chances are in the long run.
Well, Shay, it was pretty much of a drastic change when you started using the boot in the second half. You know, it looked basically kind of like a quagmire in the first half with you guys. Trinidad was kind of run away with it. You guys look a lot of just discombobulated. What changed in the second half?
I guess I really can't answer that because it's a team effort. Our team pulled it together. We pulled it together. We started motivating each other. I had a few boys just give it that all on the field. And when you see boys going tackle after tackle, pulling themselves off the ground, it just motivates you. And starting on the bench, they call it impact player. Like, it gives me a motivation to play rugby, to give me a shot to pull myself up through the ranks.
Absolutely, and you definitely made an impact as well. So, Parrish, on the pick and goes, you know, I thought that you guys were going to do much more of a pack play to start with, and because you knew that you had a disadvantage on the backs because they're lightning in a bottle when it comes to the back line. But you guys didn't really start getting past the gain line until really, 10 minutes into the second half.
Definitely conditioning. Definitely conditioning. Our coach stresses that the most, and we definitely outworked them in the second half. And you got to play the whole game. That's rugby. You got to play 90 minutes.
Absolutely.
You got to play it all.
Well, conditioning definitely paid off for you guys. This one, you guys are going to the final in a rematch against last year's champion, Mexico. You guys, tell us what you're thinking about the Mexican side. Were you able to watch their first game?
We watched a little bit, yes. But rugby is about a team game. It's what we do. They can do whatever. As long as we stick with our game plan, our sequences, we'll give ourselves the best shot we can. And our coaches have really been forcing that into us. They're a great set of coaches, and they're telling us what to do, when to do it, and how to play. And they're just developing us as people and players. Give them all the credit.
Well, congratulations to you boys pulling it out at the very last minute there. Yeah. And let me tell you, thank you, because that was the best game for us to call, I would say, Gavin. Wouldn't you agree?
I think Mark lost a little bit more hair.
Right, exactly. So, look, so I'm breaking it old school. This is the 2003 USA South jersey right here. So I wanted to break it out, and I was figuring I was going to have to take it off because I didn't know if you guys were going to, take care of business today. Yeah. But you did. I was able to rock my old school gear. I appreciate it. A great 24-23 victory coming back at the very end for USA South. They're going to the final with a rematch from the champion of last year, Mexico. We will see you Saturday in the final where they will take on each other. But don't forget, tomorrow is the start of our women's 10 tournament. It starts at 12:30 with Guyana playing the Bahamas, and then the women's 10 tournament after that. Thanks for watching the 2016 Rugby America's North Championship, and we will see you tomorrow.